You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
And McKinstry digs one out to the gap in right center field.
Yes,
Hauser takes it away. Oh, my word.
Taylor Watkins won to deep left field. And that ball's out of here. A 3-run homer for Tyrone Taylor as he continues his big 6 home runs in his last 38 at-bats.
The chase to the squirrel is on, and the squirrel is in the corner, and the squirrel is still eluding an entire horde of grounds crew members. And the squirrel's free once again. Hemmed in? No, I won't be hemmed in. I have freedom on my mind.
That the lefty Andrew Alvarez would be in there, but instead, it's Luis Urias driving into deep center, and it's gone.
Hernandez deep to left, back into the corner. Marsh, whoa, gone, tie. How quickly can you tie a game just like that?
Good morning. Welcome in Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Next Gen Mail Medical. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports HQ. What's up, DB?
How are we doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
It's fine. Why did you? Okay, I see what you.
What?
Just answer like a regular person.
What did I do? That was a good. I was just saying I'm good.
And fine, here you were low key mocking me.
No,
but it's okay.
not at all.
It's all right.
I was trying to convey a calm and pleasant tone.
No, Shane already screwed that up.
What'd Shane do?
He's just mad.
It's true. Shane is. He's been mad since yesterday.
What happened yesterday?
Well, that's when he sent the video the first time.
Oh yeah, he sucks. But no, I feel bad for him.
Why is that?
Because things are happening to him that are out of his control.
Mm.
Shane, I think you should just go put a few heads to bed. Just take a 2x4 and handle your business. That's just me. But
okay.
You strike me as the Martin Luther King peaceful type, though.
Yeah, pretty much so.
I'm
pretty peaceful.
He strikes me more as like the falling down type.
Oh, just one day.
Like one day he's just gonna snap and kill all of us.
Shane, is that not how that burger looked in the advertisement?
I think I have some audio from me being mad yesterday. You want to hear it?
Yeah, what's up?
Diddly diddly, they did their best. Shoddly diddly diddly diddly. Gotta be nice. Hostility diddly diddly diddly. Ah, hell, diddly ding dong crap.
Yeah, he's losing his mind.
Yeah, instead of diddly,
I don't even know what that is.
That's Ned Flanders from the Simpsons.
Oh, wow. I stopped watching The Simpsons after Bleeding Gums Murphy died.
Juan says, did he poop his pants again?
I didn't have the heart
Piss
to
off,
ask.
Juan. Not in the mood for your shit.
He just told
Good morning,
my
Juan.
man Juan to urinate off. Shane, you can't say that to people.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
It's 7:03.
Yeah, we got expletives already. 7:03 in the morning. People's moms are listening.
I told you he's not happy. No, they're not back to school yet. We're fine.
I'm not happy about that.
Wow.
Shane, those are so aggressive.
It was. I told you he's angry.
I feel like that's what he wants to say to me all the time, but he's a little afraid to.
I saw him this
I love
morning
you
and I
too,
go
Juan.
and I said, God, you look mad. He said, I am mad.
Did he give you like the Hulk? That's my secret. I'm always angry.
Well, he's just weird. Be all right, Shane. Do you need me to come talk to some people?
Can you bring a 2x4?
Damn. What was that? Standing tall? Walking tall?
Oh, yeah, with The Rock?
Yeah, I prefer
I'll
it
take
with
a
Joe Don
2x2.
Baker. But
Yeah, he does. Walking Tall is the one I know. With the
yeah,
it's got like the...
Joe Don Baker was the first guy. The Brock redid it.
Gotcha. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Well, it's old. This was really old. Shane.
Is that like a 70s?
Yeah,
Yep.
I like those 3 movies. Actually, 4. There's 4 of
There's
them.
4. What?
Wait, what?
Well, there's the Joe Don Baker, and then there's the 2 that were after, and then there's the Rock one.
Well, who's the 2 that were after? Was it like spinoffs after he fixed the town?
I think so. I can't remember. It's been a long time since I've seen them.
Well, it sounds kind of made up. Are you sticking to that?
Yeah, I'm
Walking
sticking to it.
Tall, 1973.
What was after Walking Tall?
I'm not seeing anything here. Let's see sequel. Type of sequel in here. See what we got.
Heath, there was a reporting of a 19-foot male about 30 miles off the coast of San Francisco. That is a big boy.
That's a shark, just for lack of reference there.
Well, Heath asked me how I felt about sharks having their own week.
I know, but if people didn't see the comment, then...
well, I don't listen. I can't take care of everybody.
For the podcast listeners, we're talking about sharks.
I think
now.
You should say good morning.
Good morning, podcast listeners. In case you're wondering, Shane was correct. Walking Tall Part 2, 1975, and Walking Tall, the final chapter, 1977.
Oh, that's interesting, Shane. How'd I miss those?
Joe's not in either one of them. So.
Well, where was Joe? Had Joe passed?
I think he just moved on.
You can't. How could you have Part 2 without Joe if Joe was still able?
Bo Svensson and Sheriff Buford Pusser replacing Joe Don Baker from
I'm
the
glad
first.
You said that slow.
I just got to be careful here. Replaced him.
Well, you already put your foot in your mouth this morning. What difference does that make?
That was out of context. And in my defense, did you not have that flavor last week?
I'm not even talking about the watermelon thing.
Okay.
You said, is that a black person thing?
Okay.
Two shots in the first 4 minutes. We're not even on air.
Those weren't shots. Those are questions. You were okay. Correct me if I'm wrong here. You were talking about like shower products, right? Like
yes,
cleaning, self-hygiene products.
I said I think I have powder, and you said
what
kind of powder do you use? And I said
Johnson
& Johnson, but it's not my jam.
Yeah.
I said I prefer
shower and shower.
No, shower to shower.
Oh, shower to shower. Okay.
And you go, I've never heard of that.
Yeah, and you showed me the picture.
I showed you a picture, and it clearly said like Walmart and Target and very traditional stores.
Okay.
I don't understand why you uttered never heard of it. Is that a black thing?
Here's what I said, black people. It wasn't just like, is that a black? That sounds worse, I think. Here's why I said that.
Better or worse than the watermelon comment?
You drank a watermelon drink last week. I am not taking credit for that one. I'm not 100% not.
Unbelievable.
Did you or did you not have a watermelon drink last week?
I did.
Okay, so I'm in the clear here. You asked what your favorite flavors were. I guess watermelon, because I remembered you having it last week. Because I'm a good friend.
It was watermelon lemonade, and it was ice. And I said they only had 4 flavors. You said, I think there's more, and we went through them.
Yeah, but
it was a combo thing.
It was, but listen. I was being a good friend. I remember what you drank last week.
That's not a good friend.
Who else in this room you think remembers what flavor you had last week? Nobody. Being a good friend. Anyway, back to the black people thing. Is it or is it not true that in self-hygiene, self-care products, there are certain ones that black people primarily use either for their hair or like I think there's like some oils. I'm not 100% sure because I'm not. I've never needed those. But you use certain different products. Is that true or not true?
Sure.
So that's why I was asking if that was one of those products.
But powder?
I don't know. I listen. You don't know till you don't know.
You never used talcum powder?
No, I have. I didn't know.
Went with Jerry Curl juice. You were wild.
Listen.
And white people use cocoa butter too.
Okay, but where did we get it from? We appropriated that shit too.
Who's we? The other half?
I don't know.
You don't get to do that.
Why not?
Austin, even you have to be uncomfortable.
I mean,
he's like, nah, this is right in my wheelhouse.
I'm just working.
This is Sydney side. He tries not to show us.
Gotcha. How the stats coming?
Math is hard. There's also a lot of inconsistent details, and I found a flaw in my system yesterday that I had to recorrect.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Yeah, so it's taken me a little bit longer.
Is anybody happy today? Are you happy?
Oh no!
I'm in a pretty good mood.
I'm fine. I wouldn't say I don't know.
Counting fucks.
Even though you're trying to get me with some accusations.
No,
here.
you came out. No.
Dodge. Got you.
Oh, by the way,
Perry,
I think you can get this. Who is this gentleman?
Ooh. Hold on. I can't see him very well. I got a little glare on the. Oh, shit.
Jeez.
Sorry. We got
Just say poop.
we got PJ Fleck on in the glasses there.
Who's the other gentleman with the extra large medulla oblongata?
I don't got that one.
$10?
It kind of no.
$20.
It sort of looks like a little bit like Pete Rose, but I don't think it's Pete Rose. I got nothing.
That would be one Penn State athletic director. Does that help?
I'm not going to come up with the name off the top of my head.
$50.
I don't know his name.
Damn it. It's Pat Kraft.
There we go. Pat Kraft. I would have known that in October last year.
Allegedly. Speaking of October, did you see Joel Embiid's tweet?
No. Oh, no.
Yeah, I don't know if he was on one.
You know who it looks like? It kind of looks like Steve Murfeld and Pete Rose had a baby.
Oh, I like Murph.
I do too. But like it kind of, there's like a little.
Kenny's like, I don't care what you say, it's Pete Rose.
See, thank you, Kenny. I thought it looked like Pete Rose.
You kill Kenny.
Okay, anyway.
Joel Embiid tweeted, he has a good feeling about October with the playoffs.
Is he like a Phillies fan?
I thought it was MLB.
It has to be, right? I mean, what are we doing?
Yeah, I'm like,
we're not back in the bubble, Joel. We're not playing the playoffs in the fall.
I wonder if it's still up.
Maybe he's a big baseball fan now.
Because what was he talking about? It's Embiid, so there's no telling. Yeah.
Maybe he's in a Shirley Temple drinking competition.
You're just not going to let him live down the Shirley Temple thing.
He was doing like 10,000 calories of Shirley Temples a day.
He said, I have a good feeling, it's in caps, about October. The playoffs are going to be fun. Look.
He's just a big baseball fan, I guess. Maybe he went to Dirty Shirley's and he was drunk. I don't know.
It's only 9 o'clock. I mean, not to say you couldn't be buzzed.
I was going to say, he's some off season. You think that matters?
That's your boy.
That's not my boy.
Yes, it is.
No, absolutely
I
not.
couldn't. I can't. I am really cheering for Philly to be a train wreck.
I am too. I'm on board for
Do you know
that.
how many titles they have?
83.
It's very good. You will not get the other one.
I'm guessing some rando early. Like,
God, Scott, that's a great pull. He does look like Jammer.
why am I thinking like 57?
Only 10 years off. 67.
Okay.
That's amazingly good for a dummy. I don't mean it like that.
Yeah, you did. I'm okay on basketball history.
That's pretty good.
I'm okay on basketball history. Because part of the reason I know 83 is when I went through my list of I call them Lulla stars, but people in NBA history that I think matter. I had to go through all the titles.
I still think one of the low-key funniest thing ever is you self-glossing your own awards.
I mean, what else am I going to call them? Actually, somebody else gave them. I think Padilla gave me that name.
Did he?
I think so.
All right.
But I mean, what else am I going to call them? It's too long to say the people in NBA history that I actually care about or I think matter. That's a little wordy. Lulla stars is a little more condensed. But I had to go back. I went back through the merger and like to look at all the champions to see what guys had been the best player on
championship. It just seems like the
teams.
76ers are more historic of a franchise than that, but they're not.
I mean, I think they're considered that way, but it's the same thing with the Knicks. I mean, until this year, they had 2 titles in 50 years ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we're like, oh my God, the Knicks. They're really the only teams with significant championship history over the course of the league are LA and Boston. I mean, really.
Yeah.
Outside of that, it's like you got a couple here, a couple there. You have a spurt. You know, obviously the Spurs had their spurt of titles. The Bulls had theirs. But for the most part, it's like a couple one-offs here and there, and that's about it. Like there is not a lot. It's an actual really strange championship history in the NBA, I think.
I think you're funny.
Oh, thanks.
But
I got PJ Fleck right. Even though his head's kind of cut off a little bit.
Well, it's a little warped.
Oh, okay. Because he looked like he was kind of flat topping his bald head, which was weird.
Yeah. So, Chuck,
It does look better now, though.
Listen, That's funny. Chuck brought that up. People like try to pawn that off as dressed up.
It's not.
It's not.
No. Athleisure wear is not being dressed up. Knock it off.
What do you call it?
Athleisure.
Athleisure.
That's-
You didn't make that up. That's
No, that's like a term. I think
athleisure.
that's like basically Lululemon's entire like brand is athleisure.
Okay.
It's like gym clothes people wear in public is basically the broad definition. But
Yeah.
people wear, golf pants instead of like dress slacks, and it's like, come on,
No,
man.
I've done that.
Listen, and like
I did that a couple years ago at the Jet Awards.
golf pants can usually pass, but when you get anywhere past golf pants, where you're talking about stuff Lululemon makes and whatever, it's like, come on, guys, what are we doing? Those are yoga pants. Knock it off. Listen, you saw the fit of PJ Fleck. You can't tell me those were any looser than yoga pants. My man was vacuum sealed in there.
Just go crushed privates.
And he was afraid of he must have got the weather forecast that there was a chance of flash flooding because my man's was in high water.
Yeah, I do always kind of wonder what that's going to look like. We'll see shortly. Is it appointment television for you?
I'll definitely be paying attention. Yeah.
Well, it's early. I think it's 11:30. They go.
I think
television?
I'll say I think the broadcast starts 11:30. Yeah.
Appointment radio for you or television for you, Neutron?
Yeah, you got to stay involved.
I'll be watching.
Like I
Side
said,
sessions are usually better, so we'll see what happens.
yeah, my only problem with like the television coverage of this is
Wait. Is this Carol? Lululemon clothes used to be the bleep. Slowly moved away from my style.
Carol a guy?
Oh. Now I'm confused.
No, they make men's clothes as well.
I know this.
I'm just making sure you know.
Did not strike me as the type.
I have no idea what Carol's like.
Huh.
All I know is Carol a guy?
Where is Kobe? Is he in this morning?
I don't know.
Now he just threw me for a curveball.
No, T-Mac, the only person I know with the Lululemon sponsorship is Francis Tiafo. That's his apparel brand of
Which
choice.
is famously a brother.
It is.
Sort of. I mean, he's dark complected. He's not African American.
I think he was born in New York. I think.
Of immigrant parents.
Well, all of us had immigrant parents. You go far enough back. Even Austin.
I'm from this country.
What tribe?
Cheyenne, duh.
There you go.
Oh, man.
Me and DB are members of the Blackfoot tribe.
Oh, hi, Rico. How are you doing? How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good. I'm very good.
Can you guys stop making Shane mad, apparently?
No, Shane,
he's mad at other stuff. I didn't do anything
came in
today.
on a heater.
I didn't do anything today.
Captain, the stat is there are 37 players in the NBA last season that touched the ball at least 68. It's an oddly specific stat. 68.4 times per game. So only 37 people in all of the NBA. 5 of them now play for the Philadelphia 76ers. 68.4 is Jaylen Brown, which is probably that's where there's the cutoff. So it's Embiid at 69.4, LaFraud at 70, Edgecombe at 70, and Tyrese Maxey at 95.3.
That's a lot for 4 guys that are not point guards.
Oh, I got in a knockdown drag out with Mike over that.
About what?
So we settled on LeBron being a legit the 4th option. And I said, this idiot, L3, I didn't say that because he likes you, and that would have been another fight, but was trying to tell me he's the 2nd option.
I'm saying he's going to.
And do you know what he said? He gave me all shooting and usage productive stats and asked if you realized that. I said, oh, you should call in.
I'm telling.
Sorry.
Every time you jump the table, I can't hear anything anymore.
That's that gum.
That's what keeps the system together.
Yes.
No,
You can use it to plug holes in your deck.
Never mind. My issue isn't the number of times he shoots; it's who's controlling with the ball in their hands.
Okay.
And LeBron is going to have the ball in his hands. I think the second most on this team.
I think that's a fallacy, and that's a future. That's a $10 future.
I'm assuming Joel Embiid's not going to play enough to be in this conversation.
So by then, it'll be about where I want to be. So I will eat a 3-piece fish and more. That's about $11
from Long John.
That's about $11.
Man, that Long John video you sent me the other day was.
Like, you're just being a hater.
No, I'm not. That was a lot of beige.
I'm gonna send that to. Did I send that to just you or the group chat?
I think it was the group. There's a lot of beige in there.
Jimmy Neutron, can you scroll back in our group text probably 4 or 5 videos and pump that
I think it was Sunday.
That Long John's TikTok.
What happens if I say no?
Well, then it's just a no.
Okay. I guess I can.
Is no on the table?
Well, I just love scrolling my phone while you guys talk, so I'll go ahead and do that.
Wow. Okay. Listen, I don't know what the frick is wrong with you guys this morning, but just put up a sign being like, "Hey, listen, crab alert."
No, nothing's wrong. I told you, I just enjoy
Once
scrolling.
the crab alert blinker goes off, I will stop with the jokes and.
Do you, Shane or Austin? Do you want me to do it?
No, I got it. What are we looking for? Long John Silver's?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thomas, that's not true. You guys, it's fine.
I'm not a fast food fish guy, so that's on me. I'm just saying.
You're not a fast food fish guy?
Yeah, I don't do fast food fish. So like I'm a bad
You're just bad
person to answer.
You're just bad.
It's
fine.
I've got it for you, Austin.
Just give me the 3-piece fish and more.
That's I mean, that's
No, I found
totally
it.
okay. That's totally on you. If you want that, that's cool. I mean, whatever you want, man.
No, by then something else may come out.
Everybody's entitled to eat stuff that's not that good. It's just that's within.
I watch your breakfast, and
that's a practicality issue. It's not like I'm sitting there and I'm like, all the breakfast in the world, what do I want? And I'm like, these prepackaged Keebler crackers. That's the thing. Like, that's just what's there. It's what's available. It's what's easily portable.
Mo Fish is so bad.
What is a Mo Fish?
Is
that a restaurant?
Yeah, I don't. It's far away from you.
Okay.
It's very far. I had a bad experience.
I don't do.
That's 2012, which was easily the last time I ate bone-in catfish.
Ugh.
Oh,
I don't do catfish either.
Now that was traumatizing.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, I haven't had catfish in 13 years.
That sounds
not fried.
Yeah, catfish is. I'm not a catfish guy.
Me neither.
Corners. LGS is the restaurant fish. Like Busch Light is the beer. It just hits the spot sometimes.
No, I am a walleye guy.
That's fine.
I am a walleye guy, Cap. Bowling Cap. It's horrible.
Yeah, I don't know why you would do that to yourself.
Juan, the list isn't that long. Of the traumatizations, there's probably only about 5.
Bone-in catfish. That's one.
See, Jack, everybody says that. It's like he says do catfish right and it's awesome. That's a fib. That is not.
This is how I feel when people try and talk me into turkey. I'm just like, no. They're like, no, if you cook it right. I was like, no. No, we're not doing that.
I'm telling you, there's something metally or dirty or
it is. It's a bottom feeder.
Or grovelly about catfish.
Yeah, they taste disgusting because they've been eating it has nastiness.
Where'd you send it, Juan? Twitter?
Let's see. Teeter says, I like catfish, but it's not clean right. Forget it. Yeah, I don't. Sasha says catfish tastes like dirt. Yeah, it does. Like metallic dirt. It's not good.
Oh, that's funny.
That
is definitely something Shane could use.
What, metallic dirt?
No, my man Juan's that is the perfect size. Look how little it looks in his hand. Shane, Juan's got something for you.
I'm sure he does.
That's funny.
TK, how long is the list now?
It's not that long.
Your Long John Silver's is ready, by the way.
Yeah. Can you just roll that, please? There you go, Ryan. This is for you. I mean, how long could you eat that?
For the podcast listeners, what's going on?
Watching a video of of a bunch of Long John Silver's fish and hush puppies.
Hey, drag that back to the beginning. Like, you're not eating that?
No, that looks terrible.
Oh, God.
Look, it's just all blah. Look how dry that looks.
It's fine.
It's like the Sahara out there. Go eat a fistful of sand.
He said if you bread and fried, amazing day. If you bread and fried something and it still isn't good, it started as trash.
This is who you're trusting to make your fish?
Well, what's wrong with him, Neutron? Look, he's got the dough. He looks a little like he's spent time making it fresh.
What do you mean?
I'm sure. Well, he's a little messy, got the batter on him and stuff.
Yeah, looks like he's actually been working.
Yeah.
Okay.
Didn't pull it out of a freezer.
No, that's good. I mean, I'm sure it came out of the freezer at some point, but
Ranger, if it has skin instead of scales, something's just wrong.
I'm just saying it's
TK, no, Chuck, not a chance. I'm eating Rocky Mountain oysters. I have tried them. I just don't get it. Archers again with another good take. Although I was finally out on one of your takes with Texas, but
see, T-Mac says that is terrible. At least he can agree with me that it looks bad. You just like Long John Silver, so it could have looked like anything, and you'd be like, "Yeah, I'm in." If you aren't predisposed to like Long John Silver, you're gonna look at that video and be like, "That doesn't look good." I'm not saying it doesn't taste good. I'm saying it doesn't look good.
Channel 3 Sean, he may shake this thing up.
No, but when people fry stuff, I don't want it to taste like I'm in the desert, man. What are you talking about?
Hey, he's going to clap back.
What are you talking about? Out of your mind.
Oh, man. He said, send me a link and we can blind rank them.
What are we blind ranking?
What I'm traumatized by. All right, fine, Steve. It didn't look great. It's fine. Might have been the color.
Yeah, it's just all. It's like, look at this.
Mike, he said if it's fish, it ain't good. A lot of people out on fish in the chat. Fish does not go over well in our house.
Yeah?
Yeah, Mike eats it. How about Caleb?
Is he the only one to eat fish?
Is it?
What are you doing with Zoe? You can't figure out how to get Zoe to eat fish?
No, but I did find Saturday she was with me. I found raw tempura battered nuggets.
Okay.
Which is exactly like McDonald's.
Okay.
Got them in bulk.
She pretty happy camper?
She's had pasta 5 times. Yesterday she switched it up and had chicken nuggets and apples.
I like how she just like decides what you eat.
It's amazing. The number of days she says Indian, like we're just whipping that up. It's funny.
Yeah, we're over at 7-on-7 and she's like, tell my dad I want Indian food.
Oh, always. Oh, see, that's what she does.
She does.
Yeah. What did she think? You could sway me or?
Yeah. She goes, go tell my dad. She's like, tell him I want to go out.
She's a trip. Yeah, Joe Tess is close. The best thing Joe Tess had was gizzards.
Every time I hear Joe Tess, I just think of Joe Tess tour.
You love Tess.
I do. Big Joe Tess tour guy. I'm one of the only ones. I used to watch him. Well, so I used to watch him on like Friday Night Fights like 20 years ago, 15 years ago.
Scott, I'm waiting for Austin to give me the $20 from the GoFundMe, and I'm gonna go buy the one at Costco today. Because that bacon is getting ready to go off sale. And I have got to get it vacuum sealed. I'm serious.
Doesn't most bacon come vacuum sealed?
It is, but it's 5 pounds. So if I take it out, I don't want to thaw 5 pounds at a time.
Oh, so you want to like split it up and vacuum seal it into smaller increments?
TJ, nobody's eating carp that has any sort of sense. Oh, that is
fried carpet sandwich is what that Long John Silver's look like.
He said carpet. He meant carpet.
I know.
Carp is trash. It's like bullfish and any other dirty, fat, overweight, sand-eating fish.
Why you got fat shame the fish, man?
Because that's what they are. Salt. You can't vacuum seal salsa, Juan.
I mean, you got to vacuum seal. You have to like seal the jars. That makes a vacuum. It's not like the way you vacuum seal. It's like the OG vacuum sealing.
Yeah.
You like heat up the jar and then put the top on there.
He said, "Damn, how long you been with that?" Almost 2 weeks.
You got the shakes yet?
Yes. Yes. Yeah, I do a lot. You know, I went out and pulled weeds.
You out there like
Mad.
got any of that vacuum seal?
Is that what I need to do when I get mad?
Yeah, you just gotta go vacuum seal some stuff
or go pull weeds.
Oh boy, gar. That's an ugly fish. Google gar.
Oh no, I've seen them. My mom used to watch Swamp People a lot, so I know what gar is.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say river monsters.
No, they watch that sometimes too.
Do you guys ever have monkfish?
No. I know what it is though.
I've heard of it.
It's like the European garbage fish. And Dr. Fiance and I went to like on a vacation a couple years ago, and we were at this like beautiful seaside port, and she ordered it. And she was like, I wonder what this fish looks like. I don't know what a monkfish is. And I Googled it and I was like, do not look. You will not want to eat what is coming to your table.
They're extremely ugly. Captain, I was going to say that, but Robbie's been having some shots across the bow this morning, so I didn't want to continue to anger him. I was just going to say, oh, you mean canning?
Yeah, but that is a vacuum sealing process, is canning.
Yeah. It's done correctly.
Yeah. Well, it's supposed to be. Otherwise, there's no point.
Because when you unscrew it,
yeah. Exactly.
It's fine. I'm ready for Big Ten Media Days.
I'm
kind of mad at these lists.
Which ones?
So I went down the rabbit hole with the Cleveland.com thing, and I get it. It's not the end all be all, but the range, because when we tweeted out the clip, the engagements from what Sam said, is everybody mad at Sam? They go at Sam.
He's got some polarizing takes for people. I didn't think that was one of them.
I didn't think that was outlandish either, but I did know what he was talking about. He was talking about the discrepancy of like 363 to 268 or
the point spread
or whatever it is. I don't know how quickly you guys can recreate that graphic from the Cleveland.com, but the points, it was assigned points to the rankings.
Mm-hmm.
And so there was quite a discrepancy.
Yeah, you had kind of like gaps, and then you had ones that were squarely tightly
bunched. I
bunched.
think Nebraska was like 264, and Minnesota and Illinois were in the 360-ishes, something like that.
And they were like 8 and 9, I think, 7, 8, or 8.
Yeah, and
8,
so
9.
Sam was talking about the distance and the point values of the polls, not between the teams.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he had to distinguish that. But I look at what was the final number, Archers? Because I saw that.
Oh, for Ohio State's brand deal?
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find it.
Yeah, keep that up for a second, AJ.
17 million.
Yeah. And that's per, right, Suave?
I'm not sure. I just saw the number.
Nearly 17 million per year.
Yeah, it's per.
According to Pete Thamel about a half hour ago.
So Sam's talking about, 246, but I mean 246 points, 361 in the voting points with Iowa, Illinois in the 300s. Now, the Minnesota-Nebraska thing is fairly close.
Yeah.
But right, do you look at Washington, Iowa, and Illinois? And listen, it's media, it's an opinion. Do I think there's a discrepancy in those rosters? I don't. But when it plays out on the field, the numbers make sense. But I can't let them off the hook because that's not what they're going by.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
They're not saying, hey, when I compare these two teams on the field, they're just using data for these numbers. So it probably makes more sense if you rationalize it with what you see on the field. I mean, that would be the distance between Nebraska and Iowa.
Yeah, I think so.
That would be not so much between Illinois and Nebraska, but I mean, I get it. But you could make the case Minnesota's more.
I would I would make the case that the gap between Nebraska and Minnesota is greater than the gap between Nebraska and Illinois.
Yeah, correct.
I don't think that's a hot take.
And the outcomes in the games would tell you that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's interesting. And I don't know, I always have to sort of try and take these preseason media polls with a grain of salt, because not to toot our own horns or anything here.
Whose horn?
Just like the show in general. And
okay.
I think we do a pretty good job for being Nebraska based and being local to one of these state universities in the Big Ten of having a decent amount of knowledge of the rest of the league. I don't know, like there's people that work for a specific, like, hey, I work for this team site, where maybe that isn't as big of an advantage to them to pay attention to the rest of the teams the same way they pay attention to their team.
Mm.
And so I think you have to sort of take some of these with a grain of salt. Like, they're probably not as aware of, let's say, Nebraska's roster situation or their coaching staff. Like, how many people that voted in this poll know who Tyler Yelk is?
No, I get it.
You know what I mean? Like, so there's
or getting in the weeds
Roy
with
Manning versus Lonnie Teasley versus Corey Brown versus Jeep. You know what I mean? Like, there's some nuance there that we're aware of, and that I think, again, we do a pretty good job of being aware of other teams as much as possible. Not to the same extent that their beat writers are usually, which is why we talk to them. But I think there is a bigger gap between knowing your team and knowing the rest of the league for most of the people that vote in this poll.
Mm.
So I kind of, I take it with a grain of salt. I think a lot of people look at it and go, Nebraska lost their 2-year starting quarterback, have turnover on the offensive line, defensive line, and defensive coordinator.
One more time for the list, Neutron.
And that seems like it could be trouble for Nebraska. We like their transfer portal class, okay, so maybe that evens it out to a certain point, and they probably end up where they did last year.
And where they finished in the conference last year, right?
Yeah.
Because you can't really make the case. They're not ahead of Minnesota.
Not right now, no.
They're not ahead of Illinois.
Nope.
They're not ahead of Iowa.
Nope.
We'll see with Washington.
But they haven't really been.
And the funny thing is the teams that are 4 and 5 last year, you could easily make the case Nebraska could have or should have won those games.
Especially with USC, I think that's a very easy argument to make.
I mean, and even Michigan at a point, you're like, wow, they're going to win this thing.
Yeah, but it didn't feel like they should.
Not early, you're right. No, I understand.
So, but yeah, it's a fair point. It's a 3-point game, both of them.
Yeah, for the discrepancy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's interesting. But
we're talking 200 points, right?
Yeah. Conversely, you needed to come from behind win against Maryland, and
they're
heading into this year. They're one. See, I don't know, TK. I want to say that, but I don't. And if you're right, I definitely will low five you, because I think you're about, I don't know, 5'4", maybe a high five, double five, fist pound,
side five,
because he's been very consistent about Washington the last probably 2.5, 3 months. He's just kind of out. The only thing I'll say about Washington is they return enough up front on the offensive line. I think Damon Williams is really good. They lost a ton of production last year. I just can't cap, how bad or how much they want to play with D-Will and how much he wants to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, who knows what that's like? I don't want to be guilty of, just because they have X amount of guy back, it looks like this. Because I certainly don't want people doing that with Nebraska. But if you're right, TK, I will give you the hat tip, because I think they're kind of trendy.
Washington?
Yes.
Yeah, I think they are. And I tend to agree. I mean, I've been pretty consistent on this. I tend to agree with TK a little bit, in the sense that,
I mean, he hasn't minced words.
I cannot imagine a world in which this Damon Williams thing goes well.
Well, he's talented. That's not a stretch.
No, he's super talented. I mean, goes well in terms of him wanting to be there, his teammates wanting to play for him, the whole dynamic of him having to threaten to be sued to still be in school there. That's the thing I have a hard time feeling like they're.
does that just go away? I don't know.
That's what I mean. Like, is all of a sudden when you're up against it, like, I'm not saying you're like, I'm not going to block for this guy because he wanted to leave, but like, have you put in the work and have you felt good enough about your teammate this entire time to be ready for that situation? I don't know.
Yeah, so to Archer's point with Walters, I think he was always highly regarded as a defensive mind.
Yeah.
And I think that's why Purdue originally.
That's why they hired.
That's why they hired.
Yeah.
Right. Remember, we were 30 feet from him listening to him at the podium. And I was like, this discipline thing and the structure, like it was impressive.
No, he's an impressive guy. Like
it was impressive. I just think maybe the whole top down thing didn't work, but Walters is thought
very well highly.
He's thought very highly of.
I mean, think about that Illinois defense from a few years ago that was absolutely loaded with like Weatherspoon and those guys.
Yeah.
Like that's the Ryan Walters defense. That's him. It's also, there's some guys that are good coaches and like Purdue's a hard job.
Very much so.
You know what I mean? Like that just
gives me Arkansas vibes.
Yes. I think lower expectations, but you're in a really difficult league. You're not getting the talent.
Relative to the league?
I think so. I don't know that Purdue football fans expect that much. Arkansas football fans think they're Texas.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay. I mean, that's the sense I get. Maybe they don't think they're Texas. They think they should be competing at the same level as Texas.
Okay.
I don't get the sense that Purdue thinks they should be competing at the same level as Notre Dame.
I wouldn't arm wrestle that.
Like,
I mean, maybe.
Now, the Indiana thing might piss Purdue off in some kind of way. I think they were always okay with Notre Dame being better than them.
Yeah.
The Indiana being better than them in football might hit them some kind of way.
So Emmett is with TK as well. I wonder how long it takes or what Fish has to do to get Washington out of that. I hear my heart here. That it's slightly above the Rutgers thing.
Oh, okay.
Where you look at them every year and you're like, look out.
Yeah, oh, tough out.
Look out.
Instead of just, hey, they're good.
Right. So
they're not there yet.
I feel like since Washington's been in the conference, though, this is kind of what we've said.
Yeah. Like, oh, that's a tough one. That's gonna be a tough out. Maybe not the first year because they were replacing DeBoer and Penix, and like I don't know that we knew what to expect from them. But I think since then they've been sort of the be careful. That's a tough trip. I think part of it's location for both of them, honestly.
Tommy rocks with you, and he lives there.
Yeah,
man, I love our chat.
What did he say? Third most popular sport?
No, that's Chucky Chuck.
Oh, okay.
That's my avid golfing fan. Tommy's new, at least posting.
I haven't seen Tommy in there yet. What did Tommy say?
He said, "I live in Arkansas." Ravi is speaking the truth. Arkansas fans are delulu.
Yeah, like I get the sense that they have this. My buddy used to call it Old Miss syndrome, just this totally outsized.
I thought since Jarrah stopped being so outspoken about Arkansas, we moved off of that, and that was probably early 2010s.
I think we moved off of that. I don't think they've moved off of that. I get the sense that Arkansas thinks they should be competing with every top dog in the SEC, and that is just not their reality. I don't think. Like they would be better off in the Big 12.
Arkansas?
Yeah. That was one of the SWAC schools that seems like they should have been Big 12 over SEC. Just doesn't, I don't think they've got the infrastructure, the firepower, the resources, whatever, to compete at the level in that conference that they think they should compete at.
Man, for as much as Jarrah used to talk about Arkansas, God, we got some Arkansas.
We actually have a weird, like, Skymax is from Arkansas, or he lives in Arkansas. He's from here, but like we've got a handful of Arkansas guys in here.
Nice.
I like it. Represent.
I like range, right? So I like to know.
Yeah, it's good to get input from.
Yeah, if we don't know, like, educate us.
Yeah, I mean, like
He said, long time poster, first time listener. Well, we're pretty good, Tommy. I don't know. That's what people tell us. BP, who's 9-3? Washington?
Ooh. I'd have to look at their schedule real quick.
We've looked at it.
I know, but I need a refresher. 9-3.
Juan, this is the worst off-season game that media folks or radio podcasters play, but I'll entertain you. Pop Juan's question again, Shane. Okay, so BP's answering one. Would you guys rather we go 8-4 and beat Iowa, or 9-3 and lose to Iowa? I don't even have to give that a second thought.
I want more wins.
Give me the wins.
Yeah, I want more wins. Also, if you're 9-3 but lose to Iowa, you probably won one of those other big games.
Yeah, give me 9-3.
Or if you lost to somebody you shouldn't have, that means you won a couple of those big games.
Yeah, blow that up for me. We've went through this with did we do this with
I think
with
we did
Brian, or
with
is this just us?
We might have just done this with us. So it's Washington State, Utah.
Give me a little more juice on that, please, A-Train. You can't?
That's to get the full schedule. That's the most I can do.
Okay.
Washington State.
Do you want me to just look at my computer? Because
you can do that too. Yeah.
Can I make fun of myself?
You did a good job, though. So it was funny.
Well, I ain't finished.
Well, I knew where you were going.
I don't need my glasses for the monitor, but I need my glasses for the goddamn computer screen.
It's Washington State, Utah State, Eastern Washington in the non-con. Then Minnesota at USC.
That's a 4-1 start.
Should be. And
with Iowa being a toss-up, that's at night.
At Purdue should be a win.
Wow. They could easily be 6-1 heading into Lincoln.
Yeah. On Halloween.
Yeah, we talked about this.
Penn State at home. Michigan State on the road should be a win. Indiana at home or at Oregon. 9-3 would be 9-3. They'd have to. That's a pretty good year for them, I think.
Oh, it's on the table.
It's on the table, but that's a pretty good year for them. They've got.
That is on the table.
They've got some challenges. At USC, at Oregon, Indiana at home, Iowa at home, at Nebraska, Penn State at home.
No, I'm with you.
It is on the table, but they'd have to have a pretty good year.
No, I agree with you. Your sentiment was that'd be a good year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. 9-3 would be a good result from this schedule.
Boy, it
gets pretty heavy in the back end.
That's sneaky tough.
It gets pretty heavy in the back end. You don't have a lot of breathing room after October 3rd.
And I do like the roster, but to Archer's point, I don't think anybody's disagreeing with the top end talent. What I think is they need to find 30 guys.
I don't think they have a ton of depth.
They need to find 30 guys. So, like a lot of teams,
if they
stay healthy,
when somebody besides you mentions anybody besides Damon Williams, it'll be the first time.
Oh, really?
When we're talking about Washington in the offseason? Pretty much.
I could see where you'd say that.
It's Damon Williams, it's Jed Fish. I do it too. I'm not absolving myself of this. But to your point about depth, this isn't a roster that we look through and we can name 10 guys and we're like, hey, that's
so again, I look at that differently because that's what I do.
Yes, that's part of your job. Literally
right.
part of your job.
I jump over. Well, that's why I talk about their offensive line coming back, or, I actually think the strength of this team is going to be on defense. But I wish I knew what the sentiment was, because I've seen what happens when you don't love the leadership that comes from the quarterback room.
Yeah. That can get away from you in a hurry.
Ask coaches around the country. That's the last room that you can have be shaky.
You can have them be,
and it's also the one room that doesn't have to be as talented, but if you have good leadership,
you figure it out.
It's the great equalizer. So I just don't know about the quarterback room. I assume it's gonna be okay. It's not like it's a secret that there was some tension there. Isn't that something that you hash out and you try to move on with? I mean, how many meetings do you think they've had?
Well, so here's the problem, though, has Damon Williams moved on?
I don't know.
Because if he hasn't, going to be pretty tough for anybody else, too. If he feels some kind of way about having to give up $2 million.
I feel some type of way.
How would you feel if somebody sued you and cost you $2 million because you couldn't go where you wanted to go? You wouldn't love it. And I bet you wouldn't love doing that job anymore. And you're older than 21.
Mm-hmm.
That's the part. It's not just he didn't get to go to the school he wanted to. Washington forced him to not take $2 million extra dollars.
Do we have another
Arkansas?
Yes.
Dang.
That is wild.
That's 4 or 5 just today. I can't imagine being 21 years old, Like, let's say I work at Hurrdat Sports. I'm a sports talk show host, and ESPN,
Arkansas roll call.
ESPN calls and says, Ravi, we're going to increase your salary by, let's say, I'm assuming it's like double what he was making at Washington.
Yeah.
So let's say they're, hey, Ravi, we're going to double your salary, and you get to do the same job you do now. You're just going to move over here. We're going to double your salary. And Hurrdat was like, hey, actually, we're going to sue you to hold you to your contract. I might feel some kind of way coming back here on Monday morning knowing that they cost me a certain amount of money. I am 38 years old. I have been to extensive amounts of therapy. I should be able to handle that better than a 21-year-old. I don't know if I can or not because I'm not in that situation. But, like, that's the part of this equation. When I keep bringing up the Damon Williams thing, and, like, I don't know how that's going to go. Like, I think there's a reasonable chance that he just doesn't even want to be there. Or even if he's trying to talk himself into it, like, you know how hard you have to get, you know how much I'd have to get over that to be like, hey, you cost me $2 million. I know I've made a lot of it. I don't think people are putting enough consideration onto the fact that that's what happened with their quarterback this offseason. Kind of like when you were talking about the Brennan Sorsby situation, and you're like, hey, people aren't talking enough about the fact that if he plays, this is going to be a really heavy year for them.
Yeah, it's with him everywhere. Like,
just
he can't
carrying it around.
It was just too much.
Right. And
Yeah.
so I agree with you. Had they taken that into the season, I don't even know how well that goes or how long that lasts for them. That's how I feel about this Damon Williams thing.
Well, unless you see conflict early, like with a bump in the schedule, how would you may not know.
I don't know.
But I would think it'd have to be a quick hook.
I would imagine we won't
because
really,
he has to ball, right? Like, it's a bit at this time. You got to be a pro.
We could know at Minnesota. If there is something weak about you internally, Minnesota will squeeze it out.
Wait, that's in Minneapolis, right? Is that their first?
No,
leg?
that's a home game.
Is that in Seattle?
That's a home game. Minnesota will force your. That's the one thing that I think bothers me the most about how they beat Nebraska.
They just tested their mettle.
Yes.
Yeah.
They pressure test you. And if there is a crack, they will find it. That's how they always beat Nebraska. Is they find whatever weak point in the welding that they have and collapse that thing. If there's a weak point in the welding at Washington, September 26th, we'll see it. That's 4 weeks in. That's not that long.
I don't know. That might be a little premature, but man, I'm not going to split hairs.
I mean, it's either going to be Minnesota or Iowa.
Yeah, this sounds crazy, but I need Iowa to go there and win that game.
Why is that?
Because Iowa is going to have some of their own issues.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get an early hiccup in Washington before.
Get a coin flip out of the way.
Yeah. So go ahead and have SC and Iowa win.
Mm-hmm.
And then kind of be a little bit hungover, even though I think you get the bye.
They have a bye after Purdue before Nebraska.
Yeah. And then go stub your toe at West Lafayette. Now we're cooking with peanut oil. How's that for myopic forecasting?
So I'm kind of the opposite.
You want them coming in sky high?
Not sky high.
Fresh off the Puget Sound?
I would listen. Best case scenario, they lose Minnesota, SC, Iowa, beat Purdue, lose to Nebraska.
There are so many teams like this, though, that we're hanging our hat on. And I looked at Illinois' win total. Why is it so low? We put 9 wins? We penciled Illinois in for 9 wins on a humbug, just rapid fire through the schedule. Their win total is what, 7.5 or 6.5?
I thought it was 6.5.
You usually keep that tab open.
I've got it up. I'm just going to refresh and make sure it hasn't changed. I thought it was 6.5 because I remember you saying like, "Hey, is that way too low?" Yeah, it's 6.5 for Illinois.
That's ridiculously low for that schedule.
Yeah,
that is low.
I do have concerns about the just sheer amount of turnover.
Yeah,
that they have.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think they may stub their toe early a couple times before they get it all figured out.
I would agree with that too, Corn Raider. He said, I don't think his teammates give two shakes. if they think he can win. Much more internal conflict with Sorsby. Oh, no question. No
yeah,
question.
internal conflict, sure.
Because I think even players at the collegiate level will understand business decisions. You know, and
his teammates might. That's why I brought up how he feels about being there.
I understand.
I think those are separate.
Yeah, that's why I was agreeing with Corn Raider, right? Because I think they're two separate things.
Yeah.
Because as players, this is a more pro thing than college. I don't know if college has had a chance to get acclimated enough to it yet, though. You just typically don't pocket watch.
Yeah, once they're in the room, they're in the room.
College is a little different because they're younger and not everybody's made their money yet.
And they're newer to this.
So
I actually think the NIL thing makes it easier the NIL thing makes it easier in the NFL not to pocket watch because more guys have made their money by the time they get to the NFL.
Yeah.
Whereas in college, most of those guys haven't made, and I'll be honest, like there's huge discrepancies too in college. Like there's no vet minimum in college. And I do think that matters to a certain extent. I do think the maturity is part of it. Like we're talking about young guys here.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think for Washington, they bring back 9 starters on defense.
Yeah.
Right. You're going to play a true freshman, I think. And Coleman Brusa.
Mm-hmm.
And you have a transfer in Canley in the secondary. Outside of that, that defense comes back. That's the part that should travel.
Yeah, I would agree.
Like that's the part that should travel.
Now,
they may have to start a freshman left tackle, but you bring 4 of your 5 linemen back.
Yeah, so if you have to start a freshman, that's not the worst scenario to do it.
You just don't usually want those guys.
It also does help
up front
with Williams' skill set. Like if you're gonna have a guy that can navigate maybe a leaky O-line at certain points, Damon Williams is probably pretty high on that list.
I mean, you lost a very productive back.
Yeah,
and I think their starters transferred in.
Let me see here. I've got their roster.
I think it's Jaden. Is it Lair?
Lamar, Jaden Lamar.
Yeah, it's Lamar.
Lamar, I think is how you pronounce it. Yeah, he's their first. I believe their top 2 backs have transferred in. Trey Cooley is who they have as their backup, listed as their backup right now. So
Coleman was so good.
Yeah, he really was. And I don't know that people outside of the area appreciated that, how good he was compared to.
Well, that's how I feel when we'll see KJ Dove.
Yeah.
You know whose roster?
That's a part of a Rutgers thing, though. I mean,
and they go today, right? And Michigan State's today.
Yeah, I've got the schedule up
for Big Ten.
Michigan State is tomorrow. Rutgers is today.
I don't love Michigan State's roster. I get we're concerned because it's Fitz.
I'm not concerned because it's Fitz.
That roster has some work. Now the staff is incredible.
Well, remember when we talked to the Michigan State beat writer a couple weeks ago? That's what he said. He goes, "The roster is not great." He goes, "We love the coaching staff, and a couple of years from now, we think it's going to be okay." He's like, "This year's roster is not very good."
It's not.
Like that's internally how they feel.
I was like, oh,
that roster is. That's why I have not I'm not a huge Fitz guy. You know this. I also don't think that's a good roster.
Well, you're the guy that famously for 2 months brought up every stat you could post Hankwitz.
Yeah, he didn't win very much. Now, one of those wins was famous.
Is it crazy the last time we saw Fitz, he was melting down at the podium in Lincoln?
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Nebraska beat their brains out.
Yeah, he got that back, though.
Oh, I did.
He got that back. We're speaking of Big Ten. We're going to talk to Matt Weaver here in just a couple minutes. He's from Peegs.com to preview Indiana. They're next up on Nebraska's schedule as we work through it here. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla. It's Hurrdat Sports Live.
It's time to sizzle into summer at Edwards Kia. Lease the 2026 Kia Sportage EX starting at $249 a month. Turn up the heat on your next lease. This July, the savings are as hot as the season. We've also got the 2027 Kia Telluride S starting at $449 a month. Don't wait. Sizzle into summer this July at Edwards Kia. It pays to make the drive to Edwards Kia.
If losing weight is harder than you expected, it's not just about willpower. At NextGen Male Medical Clinic, we build a supervised plan around your body, not someone else's. Schedule a visit at nextgenmmc.com. Let's get you moving forward.
Aiden Ames transferring to Creighton volleyball needs to be talked about more. Ames left Texas to join the Blue Jays, and she's a bigger get for CU than I think people are talking about. She's a 6'4" middle who led the Longhorns in blocks last season with 109. Ames just helped the USA's under-21 team to a gold medal at the Pan Am Cup. She was one of 14 players on this roster. The rising junior had 5 kills and an ace during that gold medal match against Canada. Brian Rosen has reloaded this Creighton squad with plenty more talent around Ames, like former Kansas setter Katie Dalton and more. Creighton's non-con schedule is stacked once again, full of big-time opponents like Texas A&M, Nebraska, Purdue, USC, Minnesota, and more. So the Jays will have another year where they can boost their resume for the NCAA tournament. After another Elite Eight appearance, the Blue Jays are right back in the conversation for another deep run, and maybe even the team's first Final Four.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Next Gen Male Medical. That's DB. I'm Ravi, Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports HQ. We are joined now by Matt Weaver. He covers Indiana football for Peegs.com, part of the 24/7 Sports Network. Matt, how are we doing this morning?
Pretty good. How are you guys?
We are good. Thank you for joining us. It's got to be a heck of a time to be a Hoosier fan. But I want to walk you back here just a little bit, because as on the heels of Big Ten Media Days, a couple of years ago, we were there early. Our show was setting up, and Coach Cignetti was kind of off to the side. He was really early. There were probably only about, 15, 20 people in the arena. He was talking to Adam Rittenberg off to the side. So I was just kind of being nosy. And I came back over to the table before our show started, and I told Ravi, I said, Cignetti's he's got this presence. Like, you have to listen to him talk. I'm not sure if he knows, because we've known Adam forever. I was like, I'm not sure if he knows Adam or not, but his delivery is fascinating. And remember, I was just captivated by it the whole time. At what point did you guys think you knew from his delivery and his methodology and how he talked that you may have one? Maybe not national title have one, but how he could speak things into existence.
Well, his opening press conference when he was hired, he was impressive. I'd say for me, I think it was a signing day. I think it was a Zoom call, the Google Me, which has become famous. I win, Google Me.
Yeah.
That's when I was like, okay, this guy's a little bit different. And also when he got hired, if you remember, he went to the basketball game that night. I think it was on a Wednesday, but I can't remember the exact day. He went to the basketball game and he said Purdue sucks, and so does Ohio State and Michigan, to the entire basketball crowd at the game, which was obviously incredibly ballsy. But I would say for me, it was really when the kind of the Google Me, because it was just so deadpan and serious. Like it wasn't even really tongue in cheek. It was just like literally, I win. So, now did I think it was going to be what they've been the first 2 years, and especially this past season where they were, it's arguably the best season in college football history because they had to go 16-0. I wouldn't say that, but I did think that they had found a guy, and I had told people before they hired him. I'm not trying to pat myself on the back, but when it started going sideways with Tom Allen, I started doing some research. Like if I was the AD at Indiana, what would I look for? And I would try to find a guy who had won at places where they hadn't won before he came in, and immediately you impact change, which is to me, that's what winning is about. You take other people's players and you win right away. You can coach. You're a ball coach, and that's what Indiana needed. And obviously, that's what they found.
It's pretty simple. I win.
So
Google
Matt,
me.
When I'm looking at this offseason, this is obviously an offseason unlike any other in Indiana history, right? So, I mean, you do, in a sense, a lot of the same things we do in keeping a pulse on the fan base and things like that. Like, just what has this been like since they won the national championship? And I guess I'm really fascinated about what the expectation level is sort of moving forward. Is this just like hey, that was incredible? It doesn't get much better national championship, but if that's the best it ever gets, we're cool. Or like, what's the thought process of being an Indiana football fan now?
Well, as far as, the offseason, how people, you have to remember, this is a program that I think going into last year or the year before had the most losses or had the worst percentage of all time. I think Northwestern and then flip-flop, but they're still like second. This is so new for Indiana fans. This is really uncharted territory. As a basketball fan, obviously for years the basketball program was really good, not as much lately, but so they're at least used to that kind of feeling. But with football, it's totally different. So I think for some, it's still kind of surreal. It still maybe hasn't kind of completely set in, but I do think there is an expectation, maybe not, and I've told people, I think the roster this season is more talented than it was last year on paper, but that team had incredible chemistry and incredible culture. Not that they can't have it this year, but you don't know it till they get on the field and they start playing, and you see them up close. But I think people expect this team to compete at the top of the Big Ten going forward with Curt Cignetti as the head coach and compete for CFP appearances year in and year out.
Talk to me about, I'll get to Hoover here in a little bit, because I know Sig, was talking about the comparison between he and Mendoza and kind of where they were coming into the program. But I want to go to kind of a little hidden part. You had exceptional toughness in the backfield. You had two backs I felt kind of embodied the temperament of the football team. How does Turbo Richard fit in? Because I want to start with the physicality in which you played with on offense. And a lot of it started with the way that those guys ran the football.
Yeah, and I think, for me, Turbo Richard might be kind of the most under the radar addition because he played for a bad BC team. He was, I think he ran for like 700-800 yards, but it was a BC team, I think, 2-10 or something like that. They had a really poor season. You see this guy up close, he is absolutely put together. Like he's been chiseled out of stone. In the spring game, I really like the way he ran. He's got some burst. He reminds me of Kalon Black. That's who I compared him to. He kind of reminds me of Kalon Black, where he maybe a tick faster, but that same kind of physicality. Now, Kalon Black was special in that regard. He was like a rolling bowl of knives coming at you. He was all knees and elbows and all that kind of stuff, and he was hard to bring down.
I would tell Ravi, like about halfway through, I just love watching running backs. I said he's the most underappreciated running back in the conference, and he was splitting time. Like it was unbelievable how he was such a tone setter, constantly falling forward.
Yeah, I agree, and he did a great job. So I think Richard, now he's got a lot to live up to. I mean, when I compared him, and that's that's a lot to live up to. And then Kobe Martin played more in kind of mop up time, but he's got a really good burst. They really like him. And then Lee Beebe was actually leading the team in yards per carry when he went down with that knee injury. I think it was the third game of the season last year. Now, obviously that was non-conference, but he was running well too. He should be back at 100%. So I like the running back room, but you're exactly right. It's that running back room. Those guys, Hemby and Kalon Black, they set a tone. And I mean, you saw it in so many games. To me, the one that really stood out was the Rose Bowl against Alabama. I mean, they just absolutely they beat the what out of Alabama in that game and imposed their will and basically the second half just ran all over them.
So let me ask you about because he had the famous bit about Nick Marsh wearing different colored shoes, and he nipped that in the bud. And we'd seen Marsh up close and personal when he came to Lincoln and East Lansing. And so you've got Marsh, you got Shaz Preston, the productive guys, but you lost a lot of. You look at a guy like Surratt, Cooper, uber talented. Surratt was a JMU guy. He got the culture of that room. You're brilliant at OC, but how about the additions of personalities? Is the trump card the culture, and you just try to get in where you fit in as players?
Yeah, and again, that's what I'm talking about. I think on paper this roster is more talented, but we're going to find out how that works in the locker room. I think the only player for me on the field that's going to be for Indiana is going to be, to me, that's almost impossible to replace one for one is D'Angelo Pons. I think everybody else you can replace their production one for one. But what I wonder about, and I'm not saying that they can't do it, but Aiden Fisher was an incredible leader. Elijah Surratt, incredible leader. Fernando Mendoza, great leader. All these guys, there's more of them. Can you replace that stuff that we don't see that's in the locker room behind closed doors? I remember last year in this early in the season, Aiden Fisher was talking about some of the transfers that came in. He said, "Hey, they're not living up to our standard. We're going to get that fixed." I mean, when they first came in, they weren't used to it. If that's the case this year, and I haven't heard that it is, but I'm just saying, if you have a few guys that maybe aren't doing what they're supposed to, do you have those guys? I think they do. Carter Smith, Bray Lynch, they got some guys like that. Defensively, Isaiah Jones, some other guys I think can be leaders. Tyreek Tucker, I know, is a guy that's really stepped up. But that, to me, that's what set that team apart last year, was what they had inside the locker room. So, I mean, Nick Marsh, it was a big story. What he's got to do is come. It's probably different. I mean, Indiana under Curt Cignetti is different than what he was used to at Michigan State. There's a reason why they had a coaching change. That it wasn't working up there. If he comes in, he works hard and does what he's supposed to, he's going to be a high draft pick. I mean, he is an incredibly talented receiver. Him and Charlie Becker are going to be a nightmare, I think, for defenses on the perimeter this season.
Let me ask you something. Who draws the assignment for Pons in the immediacy? Is it A.J. Harris?
I think it could be. You also have Rylan Gandy, so I think those two will kind of battle out. Like I said, I'm not saying you can't. It's just Pons was so unique. I mean, they literally built their defense around a corner, a 5'9", 170-pound corner, because he was so unbelievably good. I mean, this kid is just an absolute baller as a football. I mean, he is terrific. And so I'm not saying you can't. I think defensively up front, they're even more talented. I think on the back end overall, they're going to be really talented, but that one guy is going to be hard to replace because he was so special that you could literally build your defense around a corner is pretty unique.
Matt, I want to talk about the transition from Fernando Mendoza to Josh Hoover here for a second, because I sort of feel conflicted between just assuming things are going to work out the way Curt Cignetti coaches, and you go from Rourke to Mendoza to, now Hoover, and you just kind of assume that the quarterback's going to be fine, but also don't want to discount how special the season was that Fernando Mendoza had last year in winning the Heisman and everything like that, and saying, hey, it's reasonable that there would be some drop-off. Where do you kind of land on expectations for Josh Hoover as a replacement to the Heisman Trophy winner?
Well, yeah, you're right. I mean, trying to, ask him to be Fernando Mendoza is unfair. I mean, it's a spring game. They stopped the spring game because it was the night of the NFL draft, and there's the Indiana quarterback that you're replacing going number one overall after winning the Heisman Trophy. So Josh Hoover just needs to be Josh Hoover. He's a really talented guy. It looks different. Rourke was 6'4", so Mendoza about the same size, bigger guys. And here's Hoover. He's probably a little shade over 6 foot, but he can really throw the football. He spins it really well. He's got a strong arm, quick release. Obviously been, very, very productive at TCU. The thing that he's got to obviously cut down on, and I think some of it was a product of the system there, the air raid, where they, you're going to throw the ball a ton, is he's got to cut down on some of the turnovers. And they know that going in, but he will have some things around him, a defense, a better running game than he had down there. But he just needs to be Josh Hoover. He needs to do what they ask him to do in this system. They will put him in a position to succeed. And he just needs, and Mendoza said this all the time, I'm the point guard. I just got to get the ball to the playmakers. And he's going to have a ton of playmakers, Hoover is, to throw the ball to. Just, there's going to be mistakes. Nobody's perfect. But just do what you're coached to do. Get the ball to those guys. Becker, you mentioned Shaz Preston, Tyler Morris, the guy from Michigan who got hurt last year, Nick Marsh, all these guys. Get the ball out to them and just do your job, and they should be okay.
Matt, let me ask you something. This is kind of, I don't know if this is the chicken or the egg, or nationally we'll talk to guys, and they kind of set Coach Cignetti to the side, like he's one of one in terms of whether it was the manner in which he flipped it, winning the title so early, multitude of things. How much of it because you're in it, was just not the right fit at the right time, because that's a little too, but his temperament, he brings the bulk of his staff. They have the know-how. You get to plop them into this athletic department that's looking for leadership from this program, where he got to just do his own thing. He didn't seem to be micromanaged. And I'm not saying the fans don't have expectation levels, but I think when you just get to be quiet and do your job and mind your own business, like, there's some magic, right? We're in a place where, unfortunately, a lot of people have opinions. A lot of people tell you what to do. A lot of people say what other coaches should have done. It's just different in terms of managing the environment. How much of what Siggs was able to do is fit in Bloomington?
I think that's a great point. I mean, listen, when he came in, Indiana, they had a couple of good years there in 19 and 20, but then it fell off. It went off the rails, and there's never been high expectations for football. And I think that's one thing. I think that's why he said it. He was kind of pissed off the day he came into Bloomington for his press conference, because everybody was so glum about the program, and so he was trying to change that narrative. But I think I didn't cover, I've never really covered Indiana basketball, but growing up around the program, he's the closest thing to Bobby Knight that I've seen. Without maybe all the kind of the drama and the all that kind of circus show that goes along with it, just the way he does things, his personality. When you go to a football practice, ever since I've been covering this program, it's almost 20 years, they'd have a clock at the end of the field, and it would say period 1 or period 7, Skelly, period 10, inside run. There's no clock. He runs the practice, but there's 90% of the time I don't know where he is. He stands in the middle of the field, and the coaches do it. He'll come in and talk, but he is a CEO, very much a CEO type. He hires his people. He lets them do their job. Like you said, there's no micromanaging, and it's just so different than what I saw in the past from the previous staffs that were here. He said it 10 years ago. This wouldn't have been possible because you didn't have the portal. The portal has leveled the playing field across college football. Indiana doesn't have a bunch of 4 and 5 stars last year on their roster, but in my opinion, they did. Fernando Mendoza is a 5-star. Elijah Surratt's a 5-star. Kalon Black. All these guys they may not have been rated that, but that's what they were coming out. And it's free agency. That's what this is basically is. This is free agency in college sports, has leveled the playing field. 8-10 years ago, you had to have a roster full of 4 and 5-star guys to do what they've done. Now, the portal has changed that. You can get guys from mid-major schools who are really good, know how to play, and come in, and you can compete with the big boys who have these, according to our rankings, top 5, top 10 classes out of high school.
Matt, you mentioned a couple times you think this roster is better than it was a year ago. But if there were some places where you have concerns, where would that be?
On offense, my biggest question is at tight end. They have 6 tight ends on the roster. They're all freshmen or redshirt freshmen. I think combined, there's like maybe 10 or 12 snaps from 2 guys on the entire roster. So now I think it's the most talented group of tight ends they've had. And they got a guy transfer from Miami, Brock Schott, who was actually from Northern Indiana by Fort Wayne, who's really talented, but he's not played. I think from a pass catching standpoint, I don't think there might be much of a drop off. Nowakowski was so good last year, so good for Indiana. My question at tight end is Nowakowski and before him Zach Horton the year before, they did the dirty work. They did that stuff that nobody talks about, the perimeter blocking or the blocking on the end of the line that sprang a lot of those runs for Kalon Black and Roman Hemby, or help those receivers have bigger plays. Will these guys be able to do that? I mean, until we see it, we just don't know. It's the only time that really they've gone potential over production at a position since Cignetti. It's only been a couple of years. So I would say on offense, that would be my biggest question. And then defensively would be the second cornerback spot. We talked about a little bit earlier. I think they've got some talented guys there. You're not going to be able to replace Pons, in my opinion, 1-for-1, but can you as a collective group, can you make up for that loss? And then, linebacker, can you replace Fisher's production? Can be replaced? Can you replace the leader he was? Because Aiden Fisher was so phenomenal in being a voice in the locker room.
Man, it's so fascinating. Coach Cignetti, a ton of the praise. Shanahan gets a lot of the love on offense as a mastermind, but Brian Haynes, I mean, you just kind of look at the track record from, Adrian College or Manchester, or, I know he was a graduate assistant at Ohio State. He was at JMU. He was at UC Davis, I think. Not super sexy, but he's quickly established himself as a very sound, fundamental defensive mind. Walk me through what naming him as the defense, was there who or good deal? I get it. He was a Broyles Award semifinalist. Like, what was the thought on transitioning to Haynes full-time as the DC?
You mean when they brought him in a couple of years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think people just kind of, he had been a GA in Indiana too. Before he was at Ohio State. So he had some familiarity, obviously, with Indiana University and Bloomington and all that. But, I think people looked at, their last year at JMU, I want to say they led the nation, I think, in TFLs.
Sure, yeah.
So, there was a track record, and they did that as they were transitioning from, FCS to FBS. So they were playing a little bit more difficult schedule than they had. So I think people looked at the background and once they started playing and obviously he those were two guys that are important to him along with some other coaches that he brought. But, I think he's a star. I think he's a future star in college football. A lot of the trend is to try to hire the hot offensive guy just because in Indiana had a defensive coach. He reminds me, I mean, this is, high praise. If you looked at Dan Lanning, I don't know that you guess that Dan Lanning is a defensive guy by nature because they're so aggressive on offense. They play a certain way, and a lot of times, to me, defensive coaches can be a little bit conservative offensively. They want to play. And I think Haynes will be that when he's a head coach at some point. He will be like that. He'll be a guy that's going to go full throttle on both sides of the ball, which to me sometimes can be a little unusual for a defensive-minded guy. But like I said, I think he's a future star. Indiana fans are hoping he'll stay here for the next 7, 8, 10 years until Curt Cignetti decides hanging up and they just move, they transition him. That's what they're hoping. And he's obviously making good money, so I think he can be very picky. I think that'll be tough to do.
Fantastic money.
You're right. He's making fantastic money. But I still think it'll be hard because I think at some point, some big time program is probably going to come a call, and especially if they keep playing defense the way they've been playing it.
Last one for me, kind of along those lines, and it's a famous story. Saban's told it. Coach Cignetti's told it. Listen, I want to be a head coach someday. This talent evaluating, recruiting coordinator, wide receiver thing. I'm ready to do something different. How much do we undersell the fact that Coach Cignetti understands exactly what he's looking for and looking at when he's looking for someone to coach? He obviously gets the benefit of the doubt where he may not have to attach a ton of stars to the name. He clearly knows what he's looking for.
Yeah, and I mean, his evaluation, not only for players, but for coaching personnel, I think is second to none. And I think a lot of it is his career. I mean, when I said earlier that he was a guy that appeared on my radar personally, it's not just his background. I mean, his success, but he had coached at all different levels, and he'd also been, like you said, under Saban. He coached under Johnny Majors, Wald Harris, Amato at NC State, who all so he had been a bunch of different personalities, different places, and this guy, this football is what he does. I mean, he watches film like 12 hours, 14 hours a day. I mean, I've been in his office a couple of times, and there's always his big screen, his flat screen always has some kind of game on it, and he's watching film, breaking down stuff, trying to incorporate things into what they do that he sees from other people. But he is, he's just, some people are born to do certain things. He was born to be a football coach. He is outstanding at it. His player evaluation is unbelievable, and I think his ability to evaluate coaches is the same. And people will say, "Well, what if we lose Shanahan? What if they lose Haynes?" Yeah, it'll be tough to replace. But I have full confidence that Curt Cignetti is going to go find good coaches if that happens. And this program is in great hands. But yeah, his evaluation ability is just it's unbelievable.
Matt Weaver from Peegs.com. Matt, we appreciate the time, and we will talk to you soon.
Okay. Thanks, guys. Have a good week.
Appreciate you.
That is Matt Weaver from Peegs.com, talking a little Indiana football there. I don't know, man.
What?
I'm fascinated by sort of just the whole thing. I mean, the whole thing feels like somebody sprinkled fairy pixie dust over the program and over Curt Cignetti, and everything that he does works. And
I'm glad well, number one, he liked the question, but he shot me straight on the fit thing.
Yeah.
Like, I think we undersell that.
I think it's a huge part of.
I think we undersell that quite a bit.
It's the same thing where I talked about. It's the very opposite version of what I talked about with Ryan Day, right? There's a lot of people that
the triple that would have.
Yeah, where a lot of people would have failed in Ryan Day's position. A lot of people have failed in Ryan Day's position. There's a lot of I don't know that Curt Cignetti could have taken over Ohio State, right? Like from where he was coming from what that fan base wants. And now it's hard to say that now and be like, well, Curt Cignetti could coach anywhere. And yeah, he probably can because he's got this reputation now where people will allow it, right? But if you think about,
I mean, to your point, he was 60-some years old with his first Division I head coaching job.
Right.
Yeah, I know. Man, I get what you're saying.
And
just
so
needed a little context.
There is this absolute perfect fit of it, and that's why I kind of said the sprinkled with fairy dust thing, right? Because it seems like everything just worked out perfectly, and to not take anything away from Curt Cignetti's coaching prowess, because obviously he's incredible at this. But I do think there was a very specific set of circumstances that led to it looking like this specifically. A program with little to no expectations that was going to let Curt Cignetti be Curt Cignetti, but still had a relative good access to talent and had alumni with enough funds that, if motivated, could help this happen. Right? Like, that's not a super normal set of circumstances. Most of the time, if there's money to be had, those people want a lot of influence on the program.
Mm-hmm.
This might be one of the only situations in the country where that is not the case, and expectations are also low.
Yeah, I think he's in just 2 years, and maybe it's the 2 years in the national championship, but he clearly has earned the benefit of the doubt of just reloading.
Absolutely. That's why I thought 3 was low for them.
It's awful fast for as skeptical as we are as national media.
There is a part.
I think but you know what I think part of it is?
Mm-hmm.
We're afraid to say anything negative because he's going to keep score.
Yeah, he'll embarrass you.
And he'll embarrass you.
Yeah.
Right. So nobody says if you were going to put stuff in a bag
mm-hmm.
of ingredients needed to be successful.
Okay.
He's got them all. His expectations for the program were greater than the fan base, and is understated.
Mm-hmm.
He got to do what he wanted to do, how he wanted to do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty understated. And he's not just the smartest guy in the room because nobody knew anything to the contrary. He has this way of calling you out so you don't say anything
mm-hmm.
because you just know. It's like, this guy is clearly a receipt keeper and everybody's okay with him doing it. Like, he's made it's not even petty's too negative of a connotation, but he's made scorekeeping cool. So nobody wants to be the victim. So it's like he can walk in and that's just like he's earned that already.
It's been 2 years and he works at Indiana.
I mean, that's the dream. Because you have some substance.
Yeah, it's real.
You can put behind it.
It's real, right?
He's going to listen. You're not getting this steak anywhere else, and nobody's going out looking for a better steak.
Yeah,
they're saying, "Yeah, we ain't getting a better steak."
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
This is
like that. It's just rare.
It's the difference between, and I do think this is a good example, even though it's a guy I don't like. It's the difference between Dion and Cignetti. Dion says a lot of stuff. He calls a lot of people out, but he hasn't had the wins to back it up.
Yeah.
Right?
And Dion says something and people immediately look for counterexamples.
Yes. Yeah. Because we just don't believe him. It doesn't feel genuine.
Yeah, like Sig says something and it's like,
you Google him, you get exactly what he told you.
Yeah. Can you imagine if Coach Ferentz, who's won? That's why I'm not going to use like Coach Rule, because people were immature about that. But Coach Ferentz talks about somebody's shoe color coming to practice. He's just an old fuddy-duddy.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's just Curt.
You do it to Curt Cignetti, you go like, Nick Marsh, what are you thinking?
Yeah. And nobody is critical of how Cignetti put him on blast.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, guess you better do it Sig's way. You know what I mean? And that was the end of it.
It's better get in line or get somewhere else.
If it's Jimmy Johnson at Miami, he's being a bully.
Yeah.
Well, Jimmy probably lets the guys wear what they want.
I was gonna say Jimmy would like to go.
But he's clearly a good disciplinarian, though.
Yeah. But it looks differently.
Yeah, it's just it's fascinating. It's a fascinating case study.
There's also a part of me that sits here and understands, but again, this is one of those we can't really say things out loud about that appear to be negative about Indiana. But there's also a part of me that understands that this cannot last.
Becker is non-existent for 3/4 to half the football season, and nobody says a word. It's not, why wasn't he playing all year? Or where's this guy been? Or
no, it's like, genius, saving him for the right moment or whatever, right?
Right?
Yeah, it's like, wait, what?
Wait, who's this guy with these great catches against Penn State?
Yeah. Like he's been on the roster the whole time.
It's weird
because we saw this here with Pritchett when Pritchett wasn't starting. Right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We're like, oh wait, why wasn't he playing? If he's that good, why wasn't he playing the whole time? It's like there might be some other reasons, first and foremost, in terms of being ready and understanding what's going on and all that kind of stuff. But there's also I sit here and know for a fact that, and again, he's done things that have never happened in college football history before. So I'm willing to acknowledge there might be some outliers here. I'm also
hang on.
Yeah.
I just want to finish my Becker point.
Yeah.
I mean, do you remember how many catches he had against Penn State?
Not off the top, no.
Do you want to know how many catches he had against Penn State?
Yeah, how many do you have?
7.
Okay.
Would you like to know how many catches he had in combined leading up to Penn State?
It was less than 7, wasn't it?
It was exactly 7.
I thought it was like 6. I knew he had basically doubled his catches.
Yep. 1 against ODU, 1 against Kennesaw, 1 against Indiana State, a whopping 2 against UCLA in a 56-6 blowout, and 1 against Maryland.
Well, and those first 3 are going to be blowouts too, right? I mean, so we're talking about garbage time.
No. ODU was 27-14.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because that's the
I think, right around there.
Yeah, that was the closest game they played all year.
Yeah.
Basically.
No questions asked.
Like, no, it's fine.
I mean, if that's us, but where's he been all year? He just now using Sig doesn't get that.
We did it with Emma Johnson 2 years ago, right?
Oh God. We still do it. Oh, thank God. Hey, thank God Dana came, man. Woo. Shoot. No development from the running back coach or the running back himself, man. Damn it. Dana said he's playing. Is that how it went?
Yeah, something like that.
These people, man.
Where do you land on the, we can take a break after this, but I mean, this has never happened in the history of college football before. Like, obviously, it's not going to continue the way it's been the first 2 years, right? Like, nobody just goes undefeated every year, right? So what does that look like in your mind of still giving Cignetti the benefit of the doubt, but also understanding at some point they're going to stub their toes?
His resume is complete. So anything else is going to be considered an outlier unless he strings together multiple poor years.
I'm not even talking about poor years. I'm talking about, like, what if moving forward they're in the 2 to 3 loss range?
So that's why I think their fan base, it's advantageous. What are they going to say if they only win 3 games or lose 3 games in the next year and a half?
Yeah.
What are they going to say?
Thank you for the national title, sir.
Yes. Again, if I have a bag and I'm like, oh, this is a recipe for a 6.
That's in there.
Yep. He's just be like, this the bag.
Yeah.
What are they going to say?
Yeah.
He could go 10-3 the next 3 years. And they're going to wait on that 4th and be like, this the year. He just had to make a few tweaks. I don't think that's hyperbole.
I don't think it is either. Here's my question from a national perspective, though, outside of the Indiana fan base. Because you mentioned how
what media is calling out Cignetti.
Well, no, so that's kind of my question is, like, obviously to this point, we've already gotten to we give him the benefit of the doubt. What would his record have to be before we start to question it? Like, if they went 6-6 this year, would we be like, hey, that's weird?
Nope. It'd be a there. He would explain it, and we'd
eat it,
and he would be honest about it, and we'd be like, oh, all right, we'll catch you next year. They'll probably be sweet.
Is there any point in which you think?
I mean, sure.
I mean, like,
I
in
don't
a
like absolutes, but yeah,
I'm
sure
a realistic world, though.
Sure, but it ain't 10-3.
No, probably not.
No, right? I mean, no. They won a national title.
Yeah, it still doesn't feel right to say. Like, it's really weird. It's just a weird thing to have to say that Indiana has a national title in football.
A national title. He's untouchable.
Yeah. Let's take a quick break here. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla. We've got Mitch Sherman coming up at 9. We will be right back. More Hurrdat Sports Live coming up next.
Where did the starting 5 of Creighton basketball's 2023 Elite 8 team all end up? Well, they're all signed to NBA teams, and I think that solidifies that the 2022 to 2023 team was the most talented squad in Creighton basketball history. Arthur Kaluma just signed a 2-way deal with the Lakers after standout summer league performances. Ryan Nembhard just got traded from the Mavs to the Hawks after 27 starts last season for Dallas. Trey Alexander is now with the Utah Jazz after appearing in 9 games last year with the Pelicans and torching the G League, including one 42-point game. Ryan Kalkbrenner is in year 2 with the Hornets after starting 31 games last year and becoming an impact player in Charlotte. Lastly, Baylor Sherman begins year 3 with the Celtics after earning a larger role last season with 20 starts and shooting 39.9% from 3. That 2023 team was 1 foul call away from a Final Four appearance. Do you agree that this is the most talented squad to ever come through that university?
It's time to sizzle into summer at Edwards Kia. Lease the 2026 Kia Sportage EX starting at $249 a month. Turn up the heat on your next lease. This July, the savings are as hot as the season. We've also got the 2027 Kia Telluride S starting at $449 a month. Don't wait. Sizzle into summer this July at Edwards Kia. It pays to make the drive to Edwards Kia.
Feeling tired? Foggy? Just off? At NextGen Male Medical Clinic, we offer hormone evaluations, peptides, supervised weight management for men and women. Most insurance accepted. Schedule a visit at nextgenmmc.com.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Next Gen Male Medical. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports HQ. Don't forget, give our friends over at Next Gen a call, 402-614-9700. Whether you're a man, whether you're a woman, whether you need to lose some weight, whether you need some hormone therapy, whatever you got, whatever you need, they've got you covered. And will actually listen to you. They'll take time to figure out what's going on. They're not just going to have you run in, prescribe you some testosterone, and send you out the door. They want to help you feel your best, and they'll talk to you to figure out what that means and what that looks like. Give them a call, 402-614-9700.
Sounds so professional.
Well, they're pretty good. They're very professional.
Like chunk it up a little bit and missay a couple words, or
you want me to? Well, I like to practice, and
thems, and
I could practice. You want me to practice being less professional in the mirror?
Yes.
You want me to go in the bathroom during break and be like, next gen.
It's significantly warmer in that hallway than it is in here. The hallway says 73.
Well, you turn it down pretty cool in here.
70. It just feels, because it's right above us. It just feels.
Well, and it stays on.
House got up to 76 yesterday.
It was pretty warm. It was pretty warm in my house.
Not happy about
I camped out in the basement quite a bit. I want to be honest.
Me too.
You know, it's good for the dogs.
I came up because I thought it was, and I know Zoe's not very heavy, and there was just walking around above me, and I was like, "Who is that?"
It's one of the dogs.
I went upstairs. It was Caleb.
Oh, what's Caleb doing home?
He surprised me.
Oh, that's nice.
Just showed up with groceries and said, "Is there room to put this in the fridge?" And I was like, "Hi."
Were they for everyone, or you just packing for himself?
Hi. No, they're like his lean bodies and Greek yogurt and some other stuff. But he has a fridge down in the basement too, and
gotta stay on it.
Still buying a little too much frozen food though for me.
Well, listen, he doesn't have you to cook for him all the time.
It's college. He's got the training table.
That's true.
But I told him, we were taking all these visits and stuff, and he'd watch people eat, and he's like, "Man, this is amazing," because he ain't cooking. Although he's getting much better.
Yeah,
he actually likes it.
Well, only teach him how to a little bit, right?
Yeah, and he has a friend, so I think he the
friend helps.
Well, I think they enjoy eating separately.
Gotcha.
But I did have to remind him. I said, "You can only be good at 2 of the 3 things: social life, football, or school."
Yeah, pick the right 2.
Somebody's going to feel like you're pretty average. And I know which 2 it better not be. He's like, "You're so weird." I was like, "I'm so right."
Listen, C's get degrees, DB.
Yeah, so I made up a couple quick things on the fly. I put some today is gonna be Wyatt Day.
Wyatt?
Yes. Wyatt.
Yeah, I know.
Not
what?
No. I have some new seasonings I want to try out.
Yeah, what kind?
So I have a gochujang, pepper, and I have a new oyster sauce I want to try. And I'm gonna go with a different brand of sesame oil.
What?
I have some dark soy too.
What's the meat? What's the protein?
So I have, this is gonna sound spoiled, but they were a little extra. I have
DB a little extra.
I have 6 4-ounce fillets and probably 6 chicken thighs marinating.
Okay. All right.
Be some sort of Korean dish.
Oh. Is that that's what you meant?
Yeah. It's not really Chinese, it's Korean.
Okay. Well, yeah, gochujang is a Korean forward
so anyway,
flavor. Just feeling extra over there.
It's fine. I don't know how long he's gonna be there, but
is he hanging out for a couple days?
I mean, I hope so.
Yeah. Do they have a little break right now?
I have like 3 days.
Yeah.
He looks, I mean,
looks good.
Mm-hmm.
Feels good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It only took him like 10 minutes to get into it too. So
with you?
His brother.
Oh, well, of course.
See, I'm out on tahine, Haas.
I don't like tahine either.
God, everybody. So it's funny he said that.
Natasha loves it.
Listen, there's like 6 of them now.
Yeah, Natasha loves it.
They're all, he's quasi Korean.
Wait, you or DB?
Air quotes. He's talking about gochujang.
Oh, gochujang?
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 What?
You gotta say it right.
I can't.
I can't read.
No, it's not what I said.
Oh, okay, my bad.
And it's C, not read. I am the huge Asian fusion guy. It's like I have Zhao wine. I have.
You spent a lot of time at the Asian grocery store.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Asian and
Indian. Yeah. What were Caleb and Micah getting into?
They went back and watched Caleb's junior year state championship.
Gretna?
Yes.
Yeah.
The second time.
Yeah.
So
the one you guys where he'd been off for however long because of the collarbone, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a pretty good game.
And then you just hear this like back and forth. And I open the door and they're like laying in the same bed, which is cute, right?
Yeah.
It's like they're close enough where they do that, but they can come out for like 5 hours.
What
I have both, Teach.
Is that 14 receptions? Is that right?
I'm going with black today. It's a little different. And I want more color too, which is why I'm using the dark soy.
14 receptions?
Yeah.
2 picks?
Yeah.
Should have had a third. There's one that went off his hands.
Yeah.
And he should have taken one to the house.
He was like 170.
Yeah, he was little. He also hadn't played football in like 3 months.
13 weeks.
You have to admit, you got to be pretty impressed I got all that right.
Yeah, that's really good. What in the world is Italian Asian fusion, Husker P?
That sounds terrible.
Italian Asian fusion at Lake Como. He's so bougie.
There was a place here in Omaha that
Italian Asian fusion?
Natasha walked by and it was like
Isn't that just pad thai? No.
Nope. It's a whole other thing.
I'm just
Nope.
I could just think noodles.
China has noodles too. Lots of people have noodles.
You guys don't?
No, we don't. What do you mean, you guys? Welsh?
I don't think we do either.
I think like East Asian and Italian are basically your basic noodle people.
Oh, this is interesting.
What is that?
Huh. That is some sort of ground meat. I don't know what it is. I'm going to assume pork.
On top of noodles in a tortilla?
God, I am so out on green onion. I hate the whole garnish thing.
I just don't, it doesn't do anything for me.
I have a green.
Ravi, that's a bowl. A tortilla?
I don't know. I can't see.
Oh my God.
Listen, I don't need the attitude.
It's
here.
Italian Asian fusion, not Italian Asian Mexican fusion.
Do you think that was a taco salad bowl from Don and Millie's or what?
I did think it was a taco salad bowl.
Did you eat breakfast? Like, are you that hungry? Everything's edible. That was insane.
Aren't they incredible?
I did think it was a taco salad bowl.
These two. And I mean, Rico just chimes in like Big Ben, man. He don't give a what.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't usually like Kobe and I. We go way back.
Oh, here's
like,
Kobe. Look at
that's
this.
insane that me and Kobe were that quick to agree on something.
I don't know. From this angle,
Kobe's been laying in the cut, and he just comes in with an expletive.
From this angle, it still kind of looks like a tortilla. Like it looks like a taco salad bowl.
Ravi's gonna eat the noodles, then take a bite of the bowl.
Listen, I might need a trip to the dentist after that. That could go poorly.
That's a great question, T-Mac. What side of the fusion fence is cheese on? There will definitely be cheese.
That's Italian.
I need cheese.
There's not a lot of Asian cheeses. I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think they mess with cheese.
There's not a lot of Asian. Like the closest thing is you get.
What Asian? I don't know of any.
Not East Asian for sure. You get. What's the name of the
South Asian? Since you probably spent so much time in that freeing part of the world.
No, in India you've got the got the little cubes. Paneer. Paneer is a cheese.
Yeah, it's so mild.
It is, but that's the only one I can even think of is
that
has a cheese in there.
It's so mild,
and it's not like you're.
You might as well be eating tofu.
It's not as well. You're not making your paneer right or getting your paneer right.
Well, it's squishy and white. Exactly.
Yeah, no, that's not what paneer is supposed to look like. That looks like tofu. What? There's apparently a place here in Omaha that is Mexican Asian fusion, and
yeah, I saw Scotty Eats did a food review there.
The idea of it made Natasha pretty mad. She's like, that's real. She's like, that's real dumb.
Is she a purist? Is that the cook in her?
I think so. Like she'll do some fusions.
She's not a mashup fusion person.
She wants it to make more sense than Mexican Asian did in her mind.
Russian Chinese. He said depends on the cheese. I need to learn more.
I don't know what. I'm not really familiar. I've never seen a Chinese or Thai food dish with cheese. I don't think.
Yeah.
But yeah, she doesn't like that particular fusion. Didn't think it made a lot of sense. She'll do like Asian fusion where there's like different Asian foods. They kind of have similar flavor profiles that overlap a little bit in a way that makes more sense to her.
Is she as principled as you?
Yeah, about different things. And she probably has a better basis for hers.
Because she's
well educated and good at what she does.
This dude said, yeah, that's not what paneer is supposed to look like. So I'm just going to send you this because I don't like arguing with my Indian friend because he should know more than me. But clearly, I wasn't that far off. And you said it like a condescending prick. You go, yeah, that's not what paneer is supposed to look like. It's clearly what paneer looks like.
Yeah, that doesn't look like what the other one did.
It does too.
Nah. Just because it's white doesn't mean everything looks the same.
That is literally the first time you've ever said that.
I'm gonna sick Kobe on you. Yeah, tofu is gross, Carol. I agree. Jimmy Neutron, I just sent you a picture. Can one of you or Suave do a side by side of those two cheeses and ask me if there's any similarities?
They're both white.
Both cubed. Both look squishy. About like I said.
You can cube anything if you cut it that way.
Oh God.
Doesn't matter.
Levin, help me.
What was the other cheese, or do you just want two paneers?
I sent you paneer. And the other one, was the other one you posted a couple of posts ago paneer too?
Yes.
Yeah, they're both paneer.
Why'd you tell me it wasn't what it was supposed to look like?
Because that's not how it should look. It was too crumbly. I'm not saying it wasn't paneer. I'm saying it was bad paneer.
Okay.
That's all.
Thank you, Daniel. I'm glad. Every now and again, I get the cavalry. It'll be fleeting and for only like 60 seconds. Then I'll go back to getting
Don't worry,
buried.
Kobe's always riding with you. That's your
No, he's really not.
That's
He called me a jackass the other day.
that's your dog.
I don't think he picks sides. I think he's just kind of mean-spirited.
He's Team Kobe.
I don't think he picks sides. We don't really have a guy that does that.
That picks sides?
Except for Carol, who's just out on Shane. Everybody else is like an opportunist.
Kobe will pick a side if you buy a car from him.
Carol just wants anybody but Shane.
I just think he's an opportunist.
That was the funniest thing. Oh, please, dear God, not Shane's team.
I don't know.
It's ruthless.
Spaghetti topped with okay. I'm learning a little bit. JB, did you go to Buck 2, which was Asian barbecue in Kansas City? Now that would be sensational.
Jack's on your team. There you go. Jack rides with DB except for the catfish.
Yeah. I think Jack knows Jack better be careful. I'll wind up on that acreage one day.
I was just gonna roll up.
Like, damn, DB, what are you doing? Listen, Jack, I'm on the run.
You're like,
What do you mean?
How'd you find me?
I'm on the run.
I never gave you my address.
We're both. No, I'm not gonna say it.
Better finding them than keeping them. Yes.
Yes. I was going there, but not everybody would appreciate that.
They're not listening.
We may be in the same boat. Okay, so what are we finding? What is this, fellas?
Brandon has a good idea.
This is Italian-Mexican fusion.
Yeah, I'm not doing.
Dude, is that cheese or spaghetti
tacos.
noodles?
I think it's spaghetti tacos.
That is spaghetti tacos.
It looks pretty good.
That doesn't help us, Shane.
Well, you guys all woke up at the same time.
If Mr. Hungry Man comes in and is like, that looks pretty good, I don't think that's.
Shane, you have better than a frozen dinner palate. Well, don't you?
Yeah, I would eat that, except for the tomatoes, but not on that.
Brandon, I think Brandon had a good idea. He said once a month, everybody, someone should choose a place that everybody has to try.
Yeah, I know. So I think the one that was the most popular that everybody had kind of been to was Cleo. And I was like, that seemed to be hot.
Oh, yeah. Cleo was very popular. It's pretty new, relatively.
Yeah, you can get it on both sides of town, too.
Yeah, they just opened the one out west, right?
Yeah. Austin, your palate is fairly primitive, but what's your favorite ethnic food?
Excuse me?
Mexican?
Why is my palate primitive?
You're still making tuna casserole as an adult.
Do you think I eat that every day of the week?
I kind of seen what you brought. No.
I think we're to the point. I think that's the only thing we know about you. One time you made tuna casserole.
Is everything a casserole?
No. Not everything's a casserole.
Okay. Can you just answer the question?
What was your question?
What's your favorite ethnic food?
I probably have to go
Italian?
I want to say Italian, but is that ethnic?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I would go like Italian.
I think
I
Italian.
love like the baked dishes and pasta dishes and stuff. I think that's one of my go-to. I think if you have a really great sauce, like I really enjoy sauce.
Rico, what about you?
I'm Hispanic. Does that count as an ethnic dish?
Yeah. I mean, you could say you like your native food.
I like my native food.
Is that your go-to? Like you're just going out and ordering beans and rice, or what are we doing?
I mean,
not that I'm down on it. I'm just wondering, am I hearing you clearly? Like, are you just out? Okay. What's your go-to protein?
If I'm making it, pork chops.
In the ethnic food.
In
pork chops.
You're making Hispanic pork chops? Is that a thing?
I mean, I don't know if they're just pork chops. You deep fry them.
Okay.
I also really like Cuban food. Cuban food's very good.
So I'll turn you on to something. There's a food truck. I think it's still on Rose Blumpkin Drive. That's all I'll say because I don't give out, Try them. Or her, I should say.
Yours is some kind of Asian, right?
Tough.
Because you don't like Italian.
It's last.
You like Mexican, but you don't get
second to last.
You don't get good Mexican very often. So it's got to be Asian. What else is there?
Greek.
Oh, Greek.
And Indian.
Fair.
Does the Americanized Chinese food count?
Yeah.
What would that be? Like
any Chinese food you get here.
Like Chinese food you get here that's not like
He
not
said
like
it.
a family run restaurant.
CDV, that's why I can't mess with you. Isn't all food ethnic?
I go Italian. I love it.
That's so, again, just very Daniel-ish.
I love Italian food.
I know you do.
It's good. That's DB. I'm Ravi, Lulla. Mitch Sherman coming up next year on Hurrdat Sports Live.
Four former Huskers showed out in the NBA Summer League. Here's how they fared. Rink Mass was easily the highlight, averaging nearly a double-double for the Pacers after going undrafted. In 4 games, Mass averaged 15.3 points, 9 rebounds, and shot 48% from the floor. His 9 rebounds per game tied him for 6th among all players in Las Vegas. Mass signed an Exhibit 10 contract with the Pacers, which guarantees him a bonus and grants Indiana's G League team his rights if the Pacers cut him and he opts to play in the G League. Bryce Williams started 5 games for the Pistons and averaged 14.8 points, 5 rebounds, and shot 45.7% from the field. Sam Hoiberg played in all 5 games for the Suns and he totaled 10 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals, and averaged 11.1 minutes per game. Lastly, Josiah Allick grabbed 2 rebounds and 4 minutes of action for the Hornets through 2 games. Of these 4 players, who do you think would have the highest ceiling in the NBA?
Are you feeling off, low energy, or asleep? At Next Gen Male Medical, we not only evaluate your testosterone, but overall health. Schedule a visit at nextgenmmc.com. Together, we'll get you back on your game.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Next Gen Male Medical. That's DB. I'm Ravi, Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports HQ. We are joined now by Mitch Sherman from The Athletic. Mitch, how are we doing this morning?
Doing great. How are you guys?
Good. Mitch, you're on the move. I know we have 20 minutes. Are you already in Chi-Town?
I am. Yes. You can see the back of a hotel room behind me here.
Oh, that's right. You don't have
video.
the little bar set up.
That's right. Yeah, I had quite a day of travel yesterday, and I'm here.
Okay, so that's what I heard. Like, it's been a debacle. Somebody just in our chat said, hey, are we good with the media? I don't leave tomorrow until 1.
I think you'll be fine.
Okay. So nothing.
It was yesterday. It was midday to really extending all afternoon. Bad storms around Chicago and the whole lakefront up into Wisconsin. There were tornadoes north of Chicago that did a lot of destruction and damage. So not to make light of this, but it sent me on a diversion from what was supposed to be an hour flight or an hour and 15-minute flight to headed to Louisville, and then made a right turn and went to St. Louis, still in the air, and stayed on the ground in St. Louis for 5 hours, I think it was. I stopped counting, and then we landed we finally took off, which was beating the odds. And I know a lot of people who were scheduled to come into Chicago on Monday, especially on the north side at O'Hare. I was flying Southwest, which turned out to be a blessing, I think, because they were able to actually reroute planes back in. At O'Hare, they just said, forget it. Try a different day. And I know some people
that would be tough.
Yeah. So I made it in. Actually made it in at 7:45, which, that could have been the time that I booked to come in anyway in a different world. It wasted most of a day, and I was downtown here at the Hilton by before 9. So not all that bad. Just a frustrating day of travel. Shouldn't take 9 hours on it for a nonstop flight from Omaha to Chicago.
God, that's
Man,
longer than the drive.
At some point, I might.
I could have driven.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I had a buddy send me a picture of his place in Chicago yesterday, and
that was waist deep.
Yeah. He had water in his, they're up in Winnetka. Wow. And it's like in mid thigh. It's brutal. So glad you got there safely.
Yeah, it's fine now. I went out and saw a little bit of the city this morning on a hunt for coffee, and very nice. Foggy and in the 60s. So that was a welcome. That was a gift to have that kind of temperature. Found some coffee, got a little breakfast, ready to go for this morning.
Let me ask you something, Mitch. We got into a back and forth yesterday. Well, we do every day, but if we're looking for interest in storylines, rank the days for me. Day 1, day 2, day 3 in terms of coaches that will take the podium from an interest standpoint.
It could be day 3 that takes the cake. I think they did a good job of dividing it so that there's about equal amount of interest every day. I know who's up today, and I have a general sense of what the next 2 days look like, but some of it is confusion right now because I haven't thought much beyond today. I've thought some about Thursday, and I know that Nebraska is going to share the stage with Michigan and Indiana. So those are 2 teams right there. Mm-hmm. One is your defending national champ, and the other one has about as much intrigue as anybody because it's a brand new coach, and what's that going to look like with Kyle Whittingham in the Big Ten? I'm not as intrigued by that as I am, say, Matt Campbell, because I'm not exactly sure.
Who's today?
Yeah, Matt Campbell's today. Lincoln Riley is today. Brett Bielema is today. Luke Fickell is today. Today might be the most interesting day, which is weird because there's no Michigan or Ohio State. But it might be today. And then some people would say it's tomorrow because it's Ohio State. And I believe Oregon is also up tomorrow. So Ohio State and Oregon on the same day. Like all 3 days can make a case for it. So I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure why that's. I mean, you asked me the question, so I'm answering it. But it's going to be, the whole thing is going to be interesting. There's interest interspersed throughout the entirety of it. And I just saw Matt Campbell downstairs and looks a little bit like a fish out of water. I don't think he'll look like that on the sidelines on Saturdays in the fall, but it's a step up. It's like going from AAA to the Major League All-Star game when you are in this part of things. Again, that's not what matters, and that's not how he's going to be judged. But walking around the lobby here, it's a different ball game than when you go to Big 12 Media Days, which is where he's been for the last decade.
Let me ask you about Lincoln Riley. We've gone over the schedule seemingly for like 4 or 5 months. We talked about the expectation level, and 8's tough. 9, people may grumble. Is 10 the number? He famously was a little excitable a couple years ago at the podium. A little better in Vegas.
Yeah.
What Lincoln Riley do you think we get? Because of the guys talking today, he may be have the most variance in terms of his demeanor, right? What do you have an expectation level on what you think we get from Lincoln?
Probably like last year in Vegas, unless it had to do with the travel. You know, those West Coast teams, they talk about the travel. They say it's not a big deal. We're playing football. But then, you know, sometimes their mood says the other thing. And we saw Lincoln kind of grouchy in Indianapolis 2 years ago, like you said. Maybe just it was easy to set him off. He had a burr under his saddle. And then last year he seemed very at home and comfortable in Vegas. Maybe it was the shorter flight, the 45-minute flight over to, I don't know. I'm sure he travels in plenty of luxury, so the trip to Chicago probably is not too tough. I don't know. I wonder if any of the teams, we get Lincoln today and USC had to find a way into Chicago yesterday. Maybe some of those teams dealt with the travel issues that everybody else did. I don't know. I kind of doubt it. And I think he'll be fine. I think Lincoln will be kind of like last year. You know, what's interesting, I just pulled up their schedule and they've got the same gamut that Nebraska does, except for 2 at home and 1 on the road. The 3 playoff teams from a year ago. And it's interesting because much like Nebraska, well, it starts a week earlier for SC. They go to Oregon on September 26th. Nebraska's got 2 more weeks, I guess, before it gets really hot with Indiana coming to Lincoln. So they've got Oregon at home on September 26th, and then the back-to-back with a bye in between, but back-to-back games of Ohio State at the Coliseum and then at Indiana. I don't know if that's any more manageable than what Nebraska's got with those 3 teams.
Yeah. Mitch, what are you looking at with Luke Fickell? He's kind of a guy that hasn't given us a ton in the past, but he's in one of the, I think, sort of stranger positions in the conference this year with his job security. Not only that, but also the kind of the turmoil within the athletic department with that amount of turnover and new AD and everything there. The old AD says we're got more commitment in terms of resources, and then steps away almost immediately. Like he seems to be in one of the more unique spots in the conference this year.
Yeah. And I think it's time for Wisconsin to make a jump or make a change. And when you see a new athletic director brought in, I mean, Sean Eichhorst has been in this position before. He was in this position somewhat at Nebraska with Bo Pelini. And this is like standard operating procedure. They're going to evaluate Luke Fickell and the Wisconsin program on how it goes this year. I think they genuinely go into this with an open mind, which is not always the case when you get a coach in this position. Sometimes his grave is already dug, and I don't think that Wisconsin is a place that does that. I think Wisconsin would love for this to work. The administrators at Wisconsin, and it's not just the athletic director that's new. They've undergone so much change at that school with the chancellor and the university president. So yeah, they're kind of they're untethered a little bit right now, I think is how I would put it. Your most established person among that leadership chain is the one who's on the hot seat. And that's a tough place for Fickell to be. And I think it's a tough place for that Wisconsin football program to be. So they're going to have to catch fire or something like that and have a pretty good turnaround from what we've seen the last couple of years. Or I do think that this will be the last time we see Luke Fickell at this event.
Are you surprised it hasn't worked at Wisconsin with Fickell yet?
You know, going back to the year that Fickell was hired, it was like within 1 week or a couple of days, and Matt Rule was hired at Nebraska. You know, I felt like both programs got the coach who was right for them, and that, you know, they were both set up to have success. And then I watched Wisconsin, you know, probably go down some roads that were not the best, what I thought was the best for them. And it's easy to say it in hindsight. I'm sure they would say some of that stuff now too, the way that the offense changed. And I'm not in the camp of saying Wisconsin is just a carbon copy of Nebraska 20 years later or 25 years later, but there are a lot of striking similarities. And it's interesting to consider how Wisconsin has fallen into some of the same holes that Nebraska has, you know, whether it's abandoning a an old offensive or defensive system, just a scheme that brought you tremendous success and yeah, the administrative turmoil. What I'm surprised at with Fickell in Wisconsin is that it's taken the path that it has. I'm not shocked that Wisconsin has fallen off the level that we saw with Paul Chryst and Barry Alvarez. Like, I think that that was their Bob Devaney, and I mean, I'm not comparing Chryst to Tom Osborne, but that was their golden era, and they've fallen off. I'm not shocked at that, but I'm surprised that some of the decisions have been made that we've seen over the last 3 years.
Let me ask you something, because it sounds interesting with the parallels, but one further is you have to assume Wisconsin understands hiring Eichhorst at this stage of Fickell's tenure means that you're in line maybe to potentially have to hire a new head coach if it doesn't go the way that they want it to this year for Fickell.
Yeah.
Clearly they have to be comfortable regardless of what the track history has been with Eichhorst making these kinds of hires, and not the hatchet man role, but clearly you're coming into a less than ideal situation with the stability of your current head coach.
Yeah. By the way, I forgot Brett Bielema in that list of iconic Wisconsin football coaches, that, the establishment that they had. And yeah. It's a tough spot for Eichhorst. Tell me again, like what you're asking here about,
so it's like
Sean.
You're coming in and you could potentially have to make a coaching hire, right? And
I mean, he knows that. I think he understands
and the past
that.
one didn't go so well either, right? But you're looking for, it's crazy how the similarities are. Are you looking for a different style? Is this getting back to what you wanted? Are you wanting to do something completely different? It's like
you're more asking about the university hiring him, knowing
from the university's perspective.
Yeah, okay. To make that hire.
Yeah, I mean his past with Alvarez and just that looming presence that's still there, and the familiarity that Eichhorst has with Wisconsin, and that I guess the school has with him, although it's been a while. I think those are factors. It will be interesting to see, and this is a ways down the road. It's getting a couple steps ahead. But if they do go that direction and make a change, if Sean Eichhorst fires Luke Fickell this year because they don't get it done, will Wisconsin and will Sean Eichhorst take the same tactic that he did in hiring a football coach at Nebraska, which I think above all else, before he wouldn't say this, but before he examined resumes and thought about how situations might play out, I think the number one thing that Sean Eichhorst tried to do, and this showed some of his inexperience as an athletic director. He's a good administrator, but athletic directors have to have a special set of skills. The big thing I think he tried to do was find somebody who was the opposite of Bo Pelini, and he is in no way alone in being an AD who tried to hire a coach who was the opposite of the previous one who didn't work out. But it'll be interesting to see if he then reacts to that and says, all right, I don't need to hire someone who's, Luke Fickell is not as polarizing as Pelini was. So I don't know how you go about hiring the opposite of Luke Fickell if Wisconsin gets in this position. And that's probably a good thing for Sean Eichhorst, so he doesn't have to face that scrutiny and say, hey, you did this once before, where you just went out and hired someone who was the opposite of the previous coach. Look how that went. It didn't take. Don't do that again. So maybe the fact that Fickell is just kind of down the middle and he's kind of a normal person, normal guy, normal coach, like nothing strikes you about him like he's one extreme over the other, that could actually end up helping Eichhorst if he does get put in that spot later this year.
Well, I think he's got the easiest of the slam dunk hires potentially. And I hate talking about a job that isn't open yet, but
Tim Leonard?
Oh, no. Okay. I think the easy slam dunk right down the road. He was born in La Crosse. He's got New Mexico humming. They're going to have another great year. Jason Eck is going to be the hot coach in the country after New Mexico has another good season, and his familiarity as an assistant at It's just well documented. It's like tailor made. If they couldn't pull off that hire, it's giving me Frost coming back to Nebraska vibes. Except X done it a little longer than Coach Frost has. I mean, how do you not go make that hire?
Yeah, former Badger. Was an offensive lineman. That's where he cut his teeth as an assistant coach, and that fits Wisconsin to a T. So you're right. It does.
Played for Alvarez, like.
It looks on paper like that's the perfect setup. It is almost like a Frost kind of situation where you look at all the candidates that are out there and you say, okay, there's this option, and then there's this one guy up here. I'm glad you pointed that out, Damon.
Listen,
it wasn't really on my radar. I hadn't thought a lot about what Wisconsin might do if Fickell got let go.
And I think it's terrifying regionally, Mitch, because everybody likes Eck. Mm-hmm. And he had the quick rise at Idaho, because that was only like 2 or 3 years, I think 22 to 24 or something like that. Then New Mexico, and he turns that program around. It's like the similarities are eerie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had a connection to obviously to Rob Orich there at quite a bit of a connection with Rob Orich as I look at.
Thinks the world of him.
Yeah, as I look at X resume here. Right. Hold that thought. I think that it's very possible that people will be talking about this again. We might be 4 months ahead of ourselves, or maybe less than that, but it's very possible that and that's like
no, but they're thinking
like I said, Wisconsin's I think they're fully in on trying to get this thing to work this year. So it's not always like that. Sometimes coaches don't get the full support and all the resources. We've seen that, and you saw it in 2017, I think, and I don't believe that's going to be the case this year at Wisconsin. They're gonna try to get this thing turned around with Luke Fickell. But if they don't, there's pretty good name
pressure, man. Like, how good is good enough where the fans won't want their guy to come back home?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, like when you've got an outsider versus your dude. Like, yeah.
All right, I know you got to get going, Mitch. Let me ask you something. Fair or foul, or you could see it that most people have the defending national champs no better than third in the conference. Is it too quick? That's okay.
Look at Oregon and Ohio State and what they have coming back. It's not all about quarterbacks, but Dante Moore and Julian Sayin and
I mean, Ohio State has some holes to fill defensively.
Right. It's not and there's a ton of confidence and Patricia and that coaching staff to be able to do it. Like Ohio State's going to have extreme talent on the defensive side. If they don't get it done, they've been in a situation before where they had to replace a lot of people on both sides of the ball, and it's worked out pretty well. So it's not a talent issue if Ohio State isn't in the top 2 of the league. I don't think it's a slight to Indiana at all. Curt Cignetti will probably take it as a slight, and we'll get to hear like peak Curt Cignetti talking about that. I would imagine on Thursday. Like, why not? You just went 16-0. You beat everybody, and you whooped them all. And down, it came down to the end against Miami, but like up until that point, like look at those scores. I mean, we haven't forgotten about that. So they're going to be able to say we should be number 1 until somebody knocks us off, and that's fine. If they want to have that as their attitude, I think that's great. They should, but from like an outside perspective, I have no issue with Oregon and Ohio State being projected to be better teams than Indiana this year. Like I look at Oregon and Ohio State, and I think they are better teams than Indiana this year.
All right, last one quick. Is it possible, even with Whittingham and what's going on with Ward, and $7.14 million never looks so good on the way out the door if I'm Ward Manuel? Goodness gracious.
Don't forget about the golf.
Oh, yeah. I guess that part of the
and athletic director privileges.
I mean, anyway. Odds that Michigan is actually flying under the radar?
Yeah, a little bit. I think a little bit. I mean, you got a lame duck in Manuel, so people aren't going to be swarming to him to hear about the latest scandal. And Whittingham is not somebody who is, I don't think, and I haven't spent a lot of time around him, but watching from a distance, I think that he's the guy who's going to ruffle a lot of feathers and like create big headlines at Big Ten media days. Like he'll gladly let Cignetti have the spotlight on Thursday. So yeah, I do think Michigan's under the radar a bit. Now that's This is going to be a lull. Like that's not always going to be the case. Michigan's always going to attract attention, and the day will come again, but probably not this week.
That's Mitch Sherman from The Athletic. Mitch, enjoy Big Ten Media Days. We'll talk to you later. We appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Mitch. See you tomorrow.
That is Mitch Sherman from The Athletic. Let's take a quick break here. We can dive back in. There's a lot of interesting stuff there, especially the Wisconsin thing is fascinating.
Oh, yeah. I'm not, believe me, I'm smart. I ain't that smart. Like, Eck is going to be a nationally sought after guy.
Yeah.
In that backyard.
Yeah.
Is where he's from. That's a La Crosse, Wisconsin guy.
I did also.
Bart sings his praises. Dan Jackson sings. Like, Eck's a stud. Man, Eck tried to get, or he had Dan Jackson in Mexico for like 3 weeks.
Yeah, for half a minute before he had to go.
SDSU Cape called.
He's like, I got to go back up there. No, that's a fascinating situation. I will say, after Jason Eck, I did think Jim Leonard. But his resume is weird to be a head coach.
I agree.
To be a college head coach. But I think
skipped a couple steps. Now he's been away.
Yeah, now he's been in the NFL for a little bit. I do feel like there's going to be a contingent of Wisconsin people that will like him, though.
Yeah.
Let's take a break. That's DB. I'm Ravi. Lulla. It's Hurrdat Sports Live.
It's time to sizzle into summer at Edwards Kia. Lease the 2026 Kia Sportage EX starting at $249 a month. Turn up the heat on your next lease. This July, the savings are as hot as the season. We've also got the 2027 Kia Telluride S starting at $449 a month. Don't wait. Sizzle into summer this July at Edwards Kia. It pays to make the drive to Edwards Kia.
If losing weight is harder than you expected, it's not just about willpower. At Next Gen Male Medical Clinic, we build a supervised plan around your body, not someone else's. Schedule a visit at nextgenmmc.com. Let's get you moving forward.
Aiden Ames transferring to Creighton volleyball needs to be talked about more. Ames left Texas to join the Blue Jays, and she's a bigger get for CU than I think people are talking about. She's a 6'4" middle who led the Longhorns in blocks last season with 109. Ames just helped the USA's under-21 team to a gold medal at the Pan Am Cup. She was one of 14 players on this roster. The rising junior had 5 kills and an ace during that gold medal match against Canada. Brian Rosen has reloaded this Creighton squad with plenty more talent around Ames, like former Kansas setter Katie Dalton and more. Creighton's non-con schedule is stacked once again, full of big-time opponents like Texas A&M, Nebraska, Purdue, USC, Minnesota, and more. So the Jays will have another year where they can boost their resume for the NCAA tournament. After another Elite Eight appearance, the Blue Jays are right back in the conversation for another deep run and maybe even the team's first Final Four.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live. That's DBM Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports HQ.
Coming back.
Shane, are we back?
Back in a minute.
About a minute.
How we doing?
30 seconds. Can I just say,
Man, I feel like I'm in Ooh Babies, man. These have like
I don't know what that means. What's a ooh baby? It's like a diaper?
For all intents and purposes, yes.
Okay.
A little smaller shorts, but they have a liner.
Oh. No, you weren't.
They're hoochie daddy shorts.
See? See, I paused. I gave it. I'm like, no, you know what? I'll have a chance. No, just
Rico from the top rope.
And
They're the shorts that he wears to the school drop off so he can be the hot dad.
I think Rico's telling on himself.
Yeah, like did never cross my mind. Wow, what a goofball. But anyway, they have liners. So so if you see me do this,
Oh, okay.
it's just
You're trying to adjust the liner.
Yeah, it feels swim trunky-ish.
Can I just experienced something that I feel like we didn't talk about.
Is that a Lulu line of clothing?
I can't say. I mean, can we just
Shane got you?
Oh, let's not give him too much credit.
I was trying to be nice to him since the ceiling's leaking.
Oh, you can't be telling on him.
Oh, my bad. I mean, it happens. I think everybody who's lived in an apartment's experienced that at some point, right?
Hey, I stay hydrated. Let's go over to my leaky ceiling.
I wouldn't drink that if I were you.
Don't drink that water. Don't drink that water.
That's why I wear high water pants.
He's doing his PJ Fleck impression over here.
Bill Simmons line in there somewhere.
No, so you ever it's relatively cool in the studio, right?
Very much so.
Gets a little bit warmer when you get in the hallway. One of my big pet peeves on earth is walking into a bathroom that's significantly warmer than the place you just came from. Because my first thought is just fart air. You just walk in, you're like, this is fart air. Like there's no way around it. Even if it's not true, even if it's just an HVAC situation. Walked into the bathroom.
I'm just going to let you know I never thought of that.
I think that every time I walk into a bathroom that is warmer than the place that I came from.
Evan, every day.
Fart air.
Every day. At least twice a morning, I think this.
What are you talking about? You chose most of these people.
Yeah. I did want to make a play for Rico.
I think the only
Everybody told me how smart Austin was, and I'm like, wait a minute, but he's really not.
I think the only one you didn't specifically choose was Austin.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just kind of appeared.
You did kind of just spawn, and we're like, oh, I guess Austin works here now. I had no idea where you came from. I really didn't.
Why are you guys letting him get away with fart air?
That's what every time I walk into a hot bathroom.
That's not even a thing.
Oh, it's a thing.
It sounds like something you buy in a can.
No, that's air.
See.
What's worse, warm air in the bathroom or a warm toilet seat?
Oh,
you definitely want a warm toilet seat, don't you?
Not in a public restroom. Absolutely not.
Well, I don't sit. Look who you're talking to.
I know you don't go to the bathroom in public, so I'm trying to just inform you right now. If you sit down on a public toilet seat and it's warm, it's just instant like nausea almost. It's like, oh God, somebody's ass has been here recently.
Oh God.
And they were cooking.
Just a rumbling, bumbling, stumbling.
I mean, what?
Channel 3 Sean says fart air is the one thing I'll miss the most in the South Stadium restrooms.
Unbelievable.
You know what I'm talking about.
Don't point at me.
Don't put that crap on me, man.
Who sat on enough public dukers where they're grading warmth?
Listen, not all of us will abstain from all food consumption to avoid going to the bathroom in public.
That is so gross.
And sometimes,
God, that is
when you're taking a trip with your friends to Indiana and the gods are working against you, things happen.
Were you cursed by Poseidon?
I was cursed by Poseidon on my Odyssey to Indiana. And instead of the Cyclops, I had Montezuma's Revenge. It was terrible.
Wow.
And I will say,
the god of the sea in your bowels.
I will say there are different places where a warm toilet seat is more concerning than others. At home is the least concerning.
That's where you'd want it.
You know whose ass has been there, right? That's all we're talking about here. We're talking about temperature of toilet seats. Whose butt has been where I just sat?
Okay.
Right? Probably the most concerning is truck stop, I would say. Truck stop is very high on the list.
There's one truck stop that has like automatic seat warmers, and it's very concerning every time. It throws me off. Sit down, you kind of get a hot butt.
I knew your face was going to do that exact thing as soon as he said there's this one truck stop. And your head just goes.
We always stopped at it on track trips on our way down to one of the Missouri schools or Kansas schools.
What brought up this topic is I walked into the bathroom here at the office and I walked in.
It is exceptionally warm.
It was like 10 degrees warmer than the hallway. And I was like, God damn it, fart air.
I think Bill does that so we get in and out faster.
Well, don't tell that to the guy that's in there now. I didn't realize anybody was in there at first, and I'm just talking to you, and all of a sudden his shoes are tapping, and I was like, oh,
listen,
geez.
Not to those people, but those people over there, they love to cook in that bathroom. And I'm not talking meth. It's Breaking Bad. More like breaking the toilet.
More like breaking bowls in there. You know what I'm saying?
So, anywho, does hiring Jason Eck in the conference terrify you?
I'm not excited about it. I wasn't excited about them getting Luke Fickell, though, either, because I thought Luke Fickell was a good hire.
What if they win? It's just funny.
So, I think we are in a situation here with Wisconsin where it's just turned already on him, and I don't think he can get it back.
Yeah, I don't know. They win 9. Nobody's saying anything.
No, I understand that, but I also understand that if the tide is turned against him in terms of within the athletic department and things like that, that when you start to hit hiccups in the road there, it makes it much harder to win 9 outside of just the football games and the schedule. So that's my concern as much as anything is if the tenor has changed against Luke Fickell already, I think it's just going to be really hard to get to a number that's satisfying for people, especially if you've got let's say New Mexico goes, I don't know, 11-1 this year.
So is it basically just he and Lincoln Riley that are
on the hot
this
seats?
talk?
Do you guys have the hot seat graphic?
Is this a thing?
I don't remember if there's any other Big Ten coaches on there, but those two were for sure.
Who pulled this?
It's from On3 originally. I know Riley and Fickell were definitely on there. Looking at the teams in the Big Ten until we can get that graphic up.
It's going to be a minute.
Okay, no worries. And it's from a couple days ago. I don't know that there's anybody else that would be in that conversation, right? Northwestern's not doing anything with Braun, no matter what.
Braun's a good coach.
Yeah, and he's had a couple good seasons there under less than ideal circumstances. Oh, Maryland, Loxley.
Okay.
Loxley's definitely on the hot seat. Fish isn't. Chesney's brand new.
Although Fish is interesting because Fish may leave on his own accord if it doesn't go the way he wants it to.
That was one where wasn't he tied to a couple different jobs last year? Wasn't he Florida and Michigan?
Yeah.
So that's another part of the Washington equation that I'm like, okay, I've got the whole Damon Williams thing. We talked about that. I also think that Fish might be pretty actively looking for a landing spot. I don't know how much he loves being it just doesn't seem like he likes being there. It seems like every offseason he's sort of looking to get out. So I don't know. That one's weird for me too. In terms of but I don't think he's going to get fired to the point of being on a hot seat.
Lincoln Riley, Bill Belichick, Bill O'Brien, Norvell, Fick, Locke, Aranda,
Satterfield, and Beamer.
God, we're back on the Beamer talk.
Well, let's see where.
I'm
where
just
he's
telling you,
at.
there's a ton of guys that are going to be on the move, like potentially, right? I mean, Brahm's going to be hot.
Mm-hmm.
Drinkowitz would be hot. X going to be hot.
You mean hot in terms of commodities, not seats, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
As a guy, J.G. Kenny.
Oh,
at
yeah,
Texas
State. People thought he was going to get a job last year.
Would be hot.
And probably could have if he had taken one. I think he got offered jobs last year. I don't think we know that officially, but I mean, yeah. So Beamer,
Ty Helton would leave probably Western Kentucky.
Oh yeah, people like Helton a lot.
Yeah, this would be an interesting cycle because some of these jobs are really good.
So I'm glad you brought that up because there's one job on here. Can we bring that list back up again one more time? I'm sorry, guys. There's one job on here that I think is particularly good that I would bet a pretty good amount of money is open next year. You want to take a guess?
So it's not, are you asking me as though it's not the obvious?
I mean, who do you think the obvious is?
Florida State.
I think North Carolina.
We keep saying that though.
What do you mean? That's a good job?
Yeah. I don't know.
I think it's
Are
a
you
good
talking
job.
Dre Bly, Greg Ellis, Ebenezer Ekubon good? That was like what do you mean good?
I think based on the way they have spent money, the way they've structured things, that they have resources. They're in an ACC that is outside of like Miami, pretty doable, right? I know SMU is good, but the ACC is not scary.
No.
You can navigate the ACC.
Are you coming around on SMU or where are we at? Because
I like SMU. I'm just not sitting on Kevin Jennings as like a Heisman favorite.
Okay.
Like I like SMU. I like Rhett Lashley. And Kevin Jennings is a nice quarterback. He's going to put up good numbers. I don't trust his decision-making in high leverage moments. That's my only issue. But they're going to be good. Like they're 10-2 is probably what I would bet on for SMU. Miami's going to be good. Florida State is a crapshoot. Clemson is a crapshoot right now. You don't have a lot of heavy hitters to navigate through if you're at North Carolina in the ACC.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Since 2006, well, I'll just give you the 2000s.
Okay. So last 25, 26 years. 25 years of college football.
The 2000s.
Okay.
How many double-digit win seasons does Carolina have? Since 2000.
I'm going to say 4.
Who was the coach?
Mac Brown was one of them. The second time around for Mac Brown, I think.
Mac Brown has no double-digit wins.
Okay, I'm incorrect there. He had one good year with them, didn't he? Like his first year back, they were pretty good.
It's a type of hat I could see you wearing.
A type of hat?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Larry Fedora.
Larry Fedora.
I'm not a Fedora guy. That's okay.
How many seasons?
If it's only Fedora, I think it's probably got to be just 1 or 2 then.
1. Is it a good job?
I do think it's a good job.
Okay.
I think it's a job where there's a lot of opportunity.
Okay. Because Mac Brown had the last one.
That's in 98? 97? Oh, yeah, 98. He took over.
96, they went 10. They won 10. And
he went back to back, right?
Yeah, that's Ekubon, Dre Bly,
yeah,
Greg Ellis.
That's how he got the Texas job.
So
I think it's a good job. I really do.
1 double-digit win season.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Is it just history that you think makes it a not as good of a job?
Listen, I cheer for them.
No, I know.
They just never win the way that I want them to.
I get that. I think they have the opportunity to. I think they have the opportunities to do so, though, if they got it right.
Maybe. History says it's not.
UNC gave Mac Brown the suit. They did Bill.
Yeah, there was a recommitment, but I don't know. I think if it's necessarily if then.
I don't know, but
because I think they're at similar stages in their want to.
So that's a good point in terms of their commitment to being there and doing the work.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the part.
I mean, I get what Kobe's. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
on the surface.
So
but they got him at weird stages.
They did. And the Belichick hire was just weird in general, right? Like he had the weird opt out that he could take an NFL job and not really cost the university any money before last year. He seems really only interested in getting back to the NFL, which doesn't seem like it's going to happen. Obviously, you've got the thing with Lombardi right now in terms of the complaints against him within the athletic department. You've got an investigation from the CSC over the entire football program right now. Like, that's a really weird spot that they're in. I think obviously they have resources. We see it in basketball. Now, are they willing to commit those resources to football long term? I don't know. But there is money there. I think the right coach can get the money where it needs to be. And I think it's a pretty navigable landscape that they're in the ACC.
Remember once upon a time we liked Larry Fedora?
Yeah, coming off Southern Miss.
Yeah, Larry Fedora hasn't coached anywhere since the New Orleans Breakers. In 2022.
That's
crazy.
How old is he now? He's not that old, right?
60.
I would say
60,
pushing
1, 2, maybe.
He's 63 now. Still looks relatively young. 63 years old.
He's not coaching.
He was Yeah, his resume post Carolina is rough.
It hit the deal.
Texas analyst, Baylor OC for a year off, New Orleans Breakers.
Yeah,
that's tough. Maybe he just made his money. He's like, I'm over it.
Shane, why are you bolding that? You didn't think I could read that? I have my Kobe voice. DB, you good? You're just hugging yourself and swaying back and forth in your chair for like 15 minutes.
He's just checking in on you. Just the new Kobe.
No. There will be no such thing as the new Kobe.
Kind, compassionate, concerned.
Yeah, I don't see that coming at all.
Yeah, I
know capital letters. I mean, he's good.
No curse word. That was interesting.
Do you think Florida State's a better job than North Carolina?
Yes.
Because they've got their own bugaboos down there.
They do. State school, like I get it.
State school, lot of opinions, a lot of fingers in the pots. Not probably the commitment financially that people think they have. Facilities have been an issue, although I think they have a new one underway. Like, I think
Evan is spot on too. By the way, this is my calming mechanism. All the warms, like I was thrown for a loop a second
by the fartier.
Yeah, and I had to just get my composure. So
Evan says
this is the equivalent to sitting on my hands
for the podcast. He says he's fighting off an aneurysm from his surroundings.
Yes.
I think that's aggressive, Evan. I don't think that's
not. I mean, Rico is just too much.
Evan, you're supposed to be Team Ravi here. I don't know.
So he's much.
I didn't do anything.
Much like Kobe without the curse words, Evan is an equal opportunity offender.
Yeah, that's my guy though. Like
he will
he needs to.
Everybody's kind of fair game.
He needs to ride with me.
That's kind of being a baby.
No, I mean, listen,
I don't know if it's debatable if FSU is a better job than Carolina. I get some of the hidden problems.
It probably is, but I also think it's not as good of a job as most people probably think it is.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
What is it? One more time on the list. Because I'm telling you, what's the best job on the list?
SC, I think.
But we keep saying that. It has slayed many a coaches.
It has. Now, they've also slayed themselves a few times.
Lincoln Riley was a home run hire.
It was, absolutely was. Everybody, universally praised that hire, and myself included. That was an incredible hire. It was a coup. People thought he was going to LSU.
Absolutely not, Jibs. Absolutely not. You know who's interesting?
Who?
Especially if they get the upset in the opener, which they very well could.
Who?
Jeff Brom at Louisville is interesting.
Okay.
Brom would leave, right?
That's the alma mater thing though, isn't it?
Man, what's the ceiling there?
I know, but like if I understand that going home isn't for everybody, but if you made that choice and you're doing it successfully, that's got to be pretty hard to leave.
How about another successful year from Dan Mullen?
Listen, I like Dan Mullen. I liked that hire at UNLV. Like, I think Dan Mullen gets another job.
Well, if he wins again,
if they go 10-2 again, I think he's
out. Yeah,
like he's literally doing this. I made the joke last year. He's last chance Ewing things at UNLV just to get in, get out, get the wins, and move on back to the SEC or somewhere.
I said this about Cignetti though.
Dan Mullen's a good coach.
How much of it has to do with he's in Vegas and nobody really is paying attention?
Again, great place to be for him. I don't like unless you know what would be a good job for him. Go to the Big 12. Like, find a place in the Big 12. Don't go back to the SEC.
I mean, certainly not Baylor. That job may be open.
Evan says he still thinks FSU is the best potential job, all things considered.
I agree.
Maybe I just know too much.
I like.
Maybe I'm too close to it. That's possible.
I agree. But I do think there are some similarities between SC and FSU, though.
Yeah, I think that's
and
fair.
A lot of it has to do with real life expenses and expenditures versus the expectation level.
Yeah, I think is 100% accurate. Who would be a good Big 12 team? You know what would be a good job for him is
he just got here.
Arizona, I think, would be a good job for him. If Kenny Dillingham moves on, Arizona State would be a really good job for Dan Mullen.
I don't know, man.
You don't think so?
High flying and not a lot of under the radar. Listen, he's asking for money at Arizona State every press conference.
Okay.
Dillingham is not afraid to ask for money.
No, but I also
he just did it last week.
Is Dillingham going after a different type of thing than Mullen is, though? Like, is he operating differently than Mullen?
No, he's significantly younger, so maybe. But he seems like like that job screams Dillingham, doesn't it?
I think it's a good job.
Family. He's connected.
I think it's a good job for him.
Everybody, all his people are there.
I think it's a good job for him.
He's not gonna move, but they are my. Since you're talking Big 12, my Big 12 dark horse. No way. It took Fritz forever.
You
right?
love Houston, yeah.
Houston's going to be good.
Yeah.
Mark my words.
I would say.
Now, the schedule isn't.
BYU and Houston are my. I mean, BYU is not a hot take, but I think BYU and Houston would be my two favorites for the Big 12. I'm not buying the Cincinnati thing. Like, people can.
How about neither one of us on Texas Tech? I thought that's the slam dunk.
That's what I meant. I'm not buying the Texas Tech thing. I'm not buying it at all. I'm calling BS on all the people that are like, yeah, but the rosters are really good. That they've been through a super weird offseason. Like, they go about things in a very like mercenary like way. You have to get the chemistry to fit. And I'm going to be honest, they got off to a bad start making the chemistry fit.
You know who would be interesting at SC?
Who?
Is JG Kinney.
Oh.
GJ, I'm sorry.
Why?
From Texas State to like the prowess, the style. Texas State, I've said this for 3 months, and I'm sure you guys will have to Google, have one the best dual threat quarterbacks in the country.
Mm-hmm.
So
you've been on Texas State.
Yeah. I'm telling you. Like, GJ would be interesting. But again, a job that's not open yet.
Yeah, and I think I would say SC less likely to come open than Wisconsin. I think.
I mean, it seems like very similar situations, though.
Yeah, I just think
and the thing about Lincoln is, and that's why I'm fascinated to hear him today, he's all but told you sometimes, like, he's not happy in he's not happy in SoCal.
Fair.
Like, he's challenged the fan, but like, it's just been a weird tenure.
You know, it would be a really good job for Dan Mullen.
What's that?
UCF would be a really good job for Dan Mullen.
Frost going anywhere?
Well, I don't know. I'm just saying. I mean, I'm not any of these. None of these jobs are open. I'm just saying, like, in a theoretical world in which Dan Mullen moves on back to the power conferences, like, I think UCF would be a really good job for him. UCF or maybe, I'll be honest, I kind of like West Virginia for him.
Well, they just did. Well,
if the Rich Rod thing doesn't work out, it'd be a couple years still.
West Virginia is going to be. You're going to fall asleep and get to Wheeling, and no, Morgantown, and you're going to take an L.
Mm-hmm.
Like West Virginia is that team that
they're the Washington of the Big 12, where it's like, that one's kind of scary.
That would be ballsy, Kobe.
Sure.
That would be ballsy. He said, what about Will Stein at SC? Like a 1 year. I mean, is Kentucky going to hit the ground running? I thought Stein's press conference at SEC Media Days was pretty fantastic. He does not appear to be lacking confidence.
USC going to hire a 1-year head coach from Kentucky? That seems like a no to me.
It's a gutsy take.
It would be. I mean, it'd be a super gutsy hire. But that doesn't seem like an SC
Radman,
hire.
I don't know how good would Washington have to be to pluck fish to come down the street?
I mean, at least 10, right?
Yeah, it'd
At
have
least
to
10.
be a sensational year.
Yeah, they got to be in the college football playoff for that to be a viable option for USC.
Because I think Fish comes with his own share of questions.
I also think USC expects a certain level of person from their hire.
I agree.
That's why I kind of was surprised by the GJ Kinney part. Like, I know he's got a prowess within the coaching, but that doesn't win a press conference for your fans.
And he may be of that part of the country kind of guy.
Like just Texas guy.
Yeah.
Like that's one that doesn't strike me as that strikes me as most other big schools that are like, oh, why didn't we hire Cignetti? Not saying Kinney is Cignetti, but in terms of there's only certain places that can hire the Texas State head coach and have it not be a revolt.
Hasn't college football been doing that lately, though?
I don't know, man. I think there are there are places where you can
difference between Texas State and JMU, or
that's what I mean, though. There's certain places you couldn't have hired Cignetti coming out of JMU without your fan base freaking out.
Yeah, but we've seen it now, though, with a couple of these coaches.
I mean, we haven't seen it yet with Chesney. We like him.
He sure was highly sought after.
We like him for sure.
He sure was highly sought after.
UCLA is also a place where you can hire a guy that's a little different. I mean, look, they've never had the home run coaching hire, really. I mean, Chip Kelly was the closest one, and the shine had come off of him by that point.
How much different is Memphis in this category? We just saw it this coaching cycle with Stein.
I get that with Memphis, but also those guys are outside of Norvell, who was really highly thought of nationally. Like Arkansas is the type of job where, you don't get the top picks at Arkansas. You kind of have to go down the interesting route, even if your fan base doesn't love it. I mean, last time they basically fell ass backwards into Sam Pittman because they couldn't find anybody that wanted the job.
Yeah, his press conference today will be fascinating. I wonder if he'll talk like a guy that needs
who,
because a lot of people think SC is a dark horse for the CFP.
Oh, I mean, that's what we talked to Brett yesterday. I was surprised he had him in.
But listen, I'm high on SC too, though.
I think that could go sideways.
His delivery, his demeanor today is fascinating.
I think that could get away from him. I think this thing could go either way for USC. If they make college football playoff, I'm not shocked, but they've got.
You would have to be shocked if the wheels came off.
Would you put 7-5?
Yeah, that's not a 7-5 record in my opinion.
Okay, so would you be surprised they lose to Oregon?
No.
Ohio State?
No.
Indiana?
No.
Would you be surprised if they lost at Penn State?
Yes.
Going all the way across the country at Penn State?
I mean, sure, if you can't travel, but that roster is clearly better than Penn State's.
Okay.
And here's the thing, man, and I love Campbell. The coaching pedigree in the Big Ten will be different.
I agree.
Campbell hasn't earned the benefit of the doubt from a linear comparison yet.
From switching leagues.
Yeah.
No, I get that. I just think that's a tough road trip. Would you be surprised if they lost at UCLA?
Surprise, no. But that's only 4 games. That's 8-4, right?
Right. So there's just, would you be surprised if they lost to Washington?
Yeah.
Okay. At Wisconsin, I'd be surprised. Maryland, I'd be surprised. At Rutgers. So basically, the Penn State's the one that we're hinging on whether, I think 7-5.
But I do agree with you, though, that 8 isn't
8's not crazy.
Nuts. It's Like, you could talk me into it.
I'm just saying, like, you could get to 8 without anything going terribly wrong.
I just don't think you want to be one of those coaches with such high variance with that kind of roster. I actually think that's worse. When some have you slated for 10 and some could see you winning 7.
Yeah. No,
like,
I get
realistically,
that. You don't. Yeah, the high variance is a nightmare.
That's a weird feel.
My point is, I said 7 and 5 would be the wheels falling off. We're only talking about one extra game from what we consider realistic to what I consider the wheels falling off for USC this year. So that's kind of my point is, like, I think there's a realistic version of this. I wouldn't bet on 7 and 5.
Yeah.
But if I'm saying normal is 9 and 3, overachieving is 10 or 11, underachieving would be 7 or 8. Again, I think there's a pretty big variance on their season this year.
I think they're 4th. Are they 4th today in the order?
4th today?
Yeah. Nebraska's later in the day Thursday. I just try to look at the schedule.
USC is 5th.
5th?
I think, if this is in order. Illinois, Iowa, Penn State, Rutgers, SC, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
I think is
they
the order.
typically, yeah.
So they're second to last. The 2 guys on the hot seat, the last 2 guys to go today.
Kenny, if SC loses in Madison, oh my goodness.
Yeah, I didn't even put that on the list. That would be one where, like, the wheels had already fallen off.
Yeah.
Right?
Because that's relatively early.
Yeah, so that is
that game.
Actually, that's off a tough stretch. They go Oregon, Washington, at Penn State, at Wisconsin. And it's right before Ohio State, Indiana.
Ooh, classic look ahead.
So it's in a weird spot. They are coming off a bye week when they go at Wisconsin, so that probably helps.
It's an interesting pull, Kenny,
but it's a weird spot for them. I would be like, if they lose to Wisconsin, the wheels done fell off. Like, we are like, that would be a bad one for USC this year. I didn't even ask you that one, really, because I didn't put that in.
Because you don't like Wisconsin.
Yeah, I don't put that in the realm of games that should even be questioned for them.
Yeah.
Their roster is so much better than Wisconsin's. Like, it's
a really good Riley's staff is good.
Yeah, no, I get it. I get it. I think they've got a challenging schedule and a pretty high variance. I think anywhere between 7 and 11 would not stun me. Actually, 11 would stun me. 7 and 10 wouldn't stun me.
I don't think that's a world I'd want to live in.
No, probably not. I mean, that's a tough way to go about your business. That is the show for today. We will get you some clips and interesting things, whatever we find from Big Ten Media Days today. And DB will be here today. And then tomorrow Thursday, he will be in Chicago for Big Ten Media Days. But we will check in.
Want me to bring you some leftover overrated Portillos?
No, I don't want that. I don't want that.
It's not. It's not overrated. It's just like Jeremiah Smith. It's almost hard to match up to the prowess and still be really good.
Yes, but still good, just maybe not as talked about a lot is it's the Jeremiah Smith of it all. Just don't bring me
ain't no Harold's.
Just don't bring me back any of that crap pizza, all right? I don't want anything to do with that.
I ain't going near pizza.
That's DB. I'm Ravi. Lulla will be back tomorrow. More Hurrdat Sports Live.
See you. Have a good day. Love you.